You can put that on camera. It's like, oh, I don't give a fuck. It's 102, baby. We're already in the pod. Miss you guys, man.
Welcome back.
Fucking psychotic and iconic.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 102 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-hosts Nick Theories, Mikey P, and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in to the live stream tonight. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. Start us off.
Man, family, we haven't been here in a week, bro. I need more fucking bass in that motherfucker voice, bro.
No, he told you before that the volume was a little bit lower.
I don't
things
care.
were different.
No, we ain't different. We're the same.
We're caps lock different.
It's facts, not fiction. Believe me yet? The hell we talking about? Full of bud. That's crazy.
Doc, there he is.
That's how we're starting.
Godfarm says, bring it, baby. So we will tonight, okay? Episode 102 of Psychotic and Iconic, powered by Playmaker, is also brought to you by Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, right now we are live at Playmaker's Props Network. Okay, at propshq.com. You already know this by now. Go over there and subscribe. You don't want to miss out on all of our football coverage. Okay, we've had you covered literally for the last few weeks with football division previews, betting lines, season-long fantasy, everything. Okay, we have it all covered. Tonight we are doing NFC North and AFC North. So we have a lot of jumping around to do. All right, but last but not least, okay, what do we got, guys? What do we got? Well, me tonight.
A fantastic fabric.
I got Believe Me Yet? Fire-ass album. Go check it out. Just dropped.
How did you get that?
I'm caps lock different. It's facts, not fiction. What are we talking about here?
Okay, I'm not
Come on,
talking
bro.
to you the rest of the night.
I got it from Ant from our draft.
The fuck?
He said, yo, I got merch in my trunk. I decided to support. That's
You
my
decided.
homie. That's my homie. He did our intro,
I'll
the
text him right
fire-ass
now.
intro. Yeah, it's fire. So check it out, man. Go hit up Ant. Believe Me Yet? Fire-ass album. Go check it out. I listen to it every single day. It's been out for, what, a month now? Believe him yet? I always believed. Theories did. The hell we talking about? Yo, you gotta turn my mic up, man. I'm ready to fucking pod, bro. It's been a whole week since we've been here at the table in the flesh, coming at each other's fucking heads, pause, and it's gonna be a
Major
good ass
pause.
time. Look, man, I'm just trying to set
Sound
the
the
tone,
fucking.
bro.
You know what?
I'm just trying to set
Sound
the
it.
tone, baby. This is what I do. This is how I rock. It's energy. Energy focused.
Sound that shit.
Theories focused. You want some fantasy football content? It's right here in my fucking head. You tune in, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your hoes, tell your mistresses. I don't give a hell who you tell, baby. Just tune in to the best fucking podcast on the net. If you are in a fantasy football draft coming soon, you do not want to miss tonight's episode at all. So be sure to check us out. Again, share the stream. If everybody watching right now, please share the stream. We would greatly appreciate it. We're ready to get this thing rocking. Mikey P, let's go, baby.
I don't think I could top that, but I am going to answer one question I see right here.
I fuck with Top.
Rob Pauls. When are
What's
we
that,
getting
Pauls?
P&I hats? Back to the merch topic, all right? We're working on it. We're working on it. That's probably the next thing you're going to see.
Rob.
All right? Yeah, that was awesome. But IPP Pressworks, thank you for the merchandise. We have black and gray tanks, short sleeve and long sleeve tees, hoodies, and customized mugs. DM us for pricing and details. Again, episode 102. Philly Phil, start us off.
You hear that crowd cheer. You know that crowd cheer when P&I's in the fucking building. That's the reason why they're fucking cheering. What the hell? Come on, baby. Let's go. Bring the energy. Where the fuck y'all at?
We
Where
didn't
the
even,
fuck y'all at,
we
man?
didn't start yet.
I don't care. I don't care.
I know, you know what?
So I can
Nick,
just start screaming aloof.
Hell yeah.
You know how
Get
I can-
in for this shit, man. People are watching. They're spending their fucking
Say something slick and you'll see it come out.
They're spending their Wednesday night to come rock with us, man. We got to provide the energy. We got to provide the juice, baby. This is us. This is us. Come on, man.
I
Let's
know
go.
exactly what needs to be done then. NFC North. Who's winning the division? Just let's say it now. Let's say it right now, and then we'll break it down.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Oh my God! He shot. It's sour hour at P&I.
Right.
Say it again. Who's winning the NFC North,
The
Pauls?
Minnesota Vikings are winning the division this year, and that's on gang.
They're not even in your top 10 teams.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means a lot to me.
No. Because you could be like the Raiders. They're a great team. They would be the best team in some divisions, but they're just not the best team in their division. Like if you put the Packers in the AFC West, it's not even a question. They're the worst team in that division by a mile.
Wow.
Correct? If you put the Raiders in the NFC North, the Raiders would win that division.
Oh,
You
wow.
talking about the AFC West? That's not fair. You put a lot of teams in the AFC West, bro. They're not up there.
What are you talking about? I know that.
That's what
I'm saying, but it depends on which division you're in. So I'm saying like the Packers could be the best team in one division, but bad in the other division.
You can say that about every team, though, bro. You can mix and match all
Okay.
across the board.
I'm
just saying. I get what you're saying, but that's what I'm saying.
I view
I
the
get it.
Vikings and Raiders almost evenly. That actually kind of holds some weight with what you're saying because
And
I think the Vikings are a playoff team.
That's what I just said, because if the Raiders were in the NFC North, the Raiders would win that division.
I don't think so.
Oh, absolutely. That's not even a question. You have to score points. And what team is going to struggle to score points?
I mean, presumptively.
Oh, no. Factually. Factuals.
Yeah, but what factual do you have to base that on besides just thinking that these rookies are not going to pan out?
Okay, so
And yes, for clarification purpose, I have the Packers. They went 13-3 3 years in a row. I don't think they're going 13-3 again, or 13-4 last year. Sorry, but 12 feels pretty good for number 12. 12 feels good, and I have the Vikings as a playoff team. So I hear you, but I mean, that is a massive statement, and actually. You're not the only one now.
I was the first
I'm
one
gonna
to say
say
that,
this
though.
exactly. I'm gonna back you here.
He was.
Okay.
I gotta give him that.
This man right here, Michael Polidor, said 2 months ago that the Vikings were winning the division, and at that point, I also thought he was shot.
Yeah.
But 2 months ago, he was the first person. I'm positive. And then you heard Colin Cowherd say it, and then you heard a couple other analysts say it. So it's gaining some.
I was shocked, to be honest, because I'm like, wow, they really listen. Well, if they knew it was good for them, they would listen to us. But
I trust the goatee.
I can't get past that defense, man. I can't get past that defense.
I know, and here's the thing, and it's funny because you can't get past the Vikings defense, and I can't get past the Packers offense.
But they have Aaron Rodgers, but you hate Aaron Rodgers.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not that.
You do. Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
Personally, I actually really I've actually grown to love him. It's
Because
just,
he's on drugs.
yeah. But no, it's just like for me with what they got going on, it's like, all right, Romeo Doubs was a great story for like 3 weeks where they said he was making eye-opening catches. Now you're reading reports that he's running wrong routes. He has a ton of drops. Alan Lazard caught 40 balls last year. So like, I just don't see like, where do you make up that 1,600 yards and 140 receptions? Like to me, that is so much to make up. And it's like, I've said this before, like where I think their best wide receivers, their running back. And it's like, it's difficult because I do think that actually though, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon are going to be played at the same time for the better part of the game. Because I think A.J. Dillon will be the runner and I believe that Aaron Jones will be the pass catcher.
I actually disagree with that. I actually don't see them playing on the same field at the same time as much as you think. Because Aaron Jones is like coming off the injury and I just don't see that, bro. Like, you got to scheme that open, bro. Like, that takes a lot of preparation. It's a role that, yes, he does catch passes out the backfield, right? But if you put him in the slot, it's different, bro. You're going against cornerbacks. You're going against real defenders.
I don't think he's going to be in the slot. I think they're going to run two RBs. Like
shotgun.
I think they'll use
Shotgun,
them
and put 'em
both
both
together a bit more because it's a matchup creation right there. You're creating a matchup against the defense. It's going to be tough for a linebacker to cover Aaron Jones, even if you split him out wide. It's tough. And A.J. Dillon, by the way, fantasy-wise, let's talk about this. Not to change the subject, but
yeah, no.
fantasy and real life, this guy's being slept on.
Facts.
I can't understand why he's going so late. Honestly, the drop-off between him and Jones is so massive it doesn't make sense to me.
I agree with you on that.
And Aaron Jones is
because-
going roughly early second round, and I love him, by the way. Hashtag free Aaron Jones. I'm still in that group.
I wanted him. I love
Okay,
Aaron Jones this year.
but A.J. Dillon finished as a top 15 back the last month of the season. Actually, might have been the whole half of the season. A.J. Dillon's going to get the ball a lot. And he would start for over half the league easy.
He has to. He has to get the ball.
So they're going to run the football a lot more. Okay?
Hold on. Can I ask you one question about that?
Go ahead.
Because you have said that. But one thing I'm curious is for, like, do you think they paid Aaron Rodgers all that money to throw the ball 20 times a game?
He won't be throwing it 20 times a game.
Well, for lack of a better term, I don't think he's going to be throwing it. If he's throwing at 35, that's a disaster. They won't win 10 games. If he's throwing at 35, 40 times a game.
Pretty good range right there if you get him at 35.
That's crazy, bro.
They're going to run a lot of plays.
Nick, who on their who scares you?
I get it, but he's the back-to-back MVP.
I understand
This is a good chance for Aaron Rodgers to elevate his players around him, just like Brady does when he was playing with Kenbrell Tompkins and those other bum-ass wide receivers. This is Aaron Rodgers' chance to actually make the players around him better.
But he's
been doing that. For the record, he's been doing that.
No,
he made these guys into what they were. Devontae was a bust for 2 years. Jordy Nelson was a bust for 2 years, maybe even 3. What happened after that? It took them some time, which actually kind of says, hey, this is the first time they're going to really rely on a rookie. They're relying on 2 rookies.
Jordy and Devontae did not pop,
but they were,
years.
Donald Driver had some of the best numbers of his career.
And Greg
he was
Jennings.
already established. Greg Jennings became elite with Aaron Rodgers.
So look,
Aaron Rodgers raises the level of play around him, and that's why he gets paid that money, because he is going to be asked to do a lot more in terms of being efficient, which is what he was last year. Super efficient guy.
Well, that's
super efficient. That's why he won the MVP.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you could still, again, you can make the case it should have been Brady. But
facts.
Volume, though. The difference is Tom Brady had the second most pass attempts ever in the history of the game.
But at 44.
I know.
To do that at 44, that ain't no joke.
I know, but I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, let's have a real conversation, bro. Tom Brady's last year at 44 years old, it's not discussed enough, bro. This is the most insane thing we've ever seen in our life. 44 years old, throwing 5,300 yards and 44 touchdowns. That's ridiculous. But I'm just saying, this is Aaron Rodgers' turn to actually make everybody around him better. I'm talking Alan Lazard. I'm talking the rookies around him. Hell, even the tight end to get some touches. Like, I feel like Aaron Rodgers doesn't utilize his tight ends, and I feel like he's going to have to a lot more this year.
And Robert Tonyan should be back. I'm pretty sure he should be back. He's coming off a season-ending injury, which is good, by the way, that he will be back, because I don't think the expectation was that right away.
But it's Tonyan, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's like not somebody that
people were calling him Baby Gronk for a minute.
I don't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Obviously, like, that's like, come on, it's Gronk we're talking about. But still, the guy's athletic, and they just didn't use him enough last year, even before he got hurt, because he had good numbers the year before that.
Well, now
they need to use him more.
Yes, I agree with that.
So Matt LaFleur today, guys, went out and said they don't have a de facto #1 receiver. They have a hodgepodge of guys. They got Christian Watson, second-round rookie, burner who's tall, Romeo Dobbs, 4th rounder, who might be the most pro-ready of the bunch. They got Sammy Watkins. They still have the corpse of Randall Cobb.
I actually forgot about him. He's buns.
I'm forgetting somebody. Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard, who has played well, but has not had a giant target share.
Here's my thing, though.
So I don't know what to think of him. Could he do more? Of course he could. I don't think he's a #1 type, but, so could he be a little bit more?
Here's what worries me about the Lazard stuff. When Michael Vick came to the Eagles, and Deshaun Watson and Deshaun Jackson was popping off and all them, who was on the outside that got himself a contract? He was white. Riley Cooper.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is Devontae Adams better than Deshaun Jackson? Yes.
Yes.
Is Aaron Rodgers better than Michael Vick? Yes.
Yes.
So why wasn't Alan Lazard popping when you have Baby Gronk and Devontae Adams popping like that? I mean, he didn't do anything to earn himself a contract. All he does is still have question marks.
His red zone efficiency and third down efficiency is pretty high.
Yeah, well, when you get 5 passes and you catch 3 of them, that would be pretty high.
Well, that's why I'm saying we got to see what he could do with largest target share. He just wasn't getting a large target share.
To me, it's just you have nobody on their wide receiver core that can get separation, that can scare you. And to me, it's just the recepe's not there on offense, and it's a scoring league. You have to score.
Separation can be defined as route running or burners.
What'd you say?
Separation can be defined by route running and burners. They got guys who could burn. They just don't have.
What?
Write that down, Phil.
I already am.
But they have like guys who have speed and they have physical ability. There's just a lot of question marks, and this is what I've been saying all offseason. We don't know what they're going to be. They don't profile out to be great because we don't know anything about them. We know that their best guy in the group is not a guy who would be the best guy in almost every team in the league, and that being Alan Lazard, Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins can still play. He just can't stay on the field. Like I said, if you want him to play 9 games, which is all he does usually, you want him to play the 9 games leading to the playoffs plus the playoffs.
Sit him.
So, that's when you want him to play. I won't count on him otherwise.
He told his trainer at Green Bay he wants to be Clemson Sammy.
He hasn't stayed on the field. So, I mean,
I know.
all I'm saying is this. Is like, yes, it's a question mark. I hear you. But between Aaron Rodgers, this run game, and I don't hate the receiving core as much as you do. I tend to believe that they'll be a little, they'll be up and down. They're rookies. They're going to be inconsistent, but I think they're going to be forced into an opportunity, and sometimes that makes you better.
Do you have any reservation about them losing Nathaniel Hackett?
No.
No?
Because Matt LaFleur is an offensive guy. And look, I know what you're going to say.
I wasn't. I said it 30, 40 times, but...
He wasn't the greatest coordinator, but he's also the first coach to win 13 games 3 years in a row. So...
he's going to have to get creative on offense. That's for damn sure.
And he's got Aaron Rodgers, who's basically an offensive coordinator. And they have what I believe might be the best defensive football. And that means a lot. They're right up there. Like, you can make the argument they are the best defense in the league.
I'll go with the Bills, but okay.
And I like the Bills better, too.
And I would probably take Denver over them, too.
I like Denver a lot. You already know that.
Yeah,
but I like the Packers' defense better than them,
They're
too.
stout, you would say.
Oh, yeah, they're outstanding. They're going to be a top 5 unit. I guarantee you that.
Who?
The Green Bay Packers defense will be top 5 in the NFL. I guarantee it. Write it down right now. Go ahead. Write that shit down, Philly Phil.
In order for
top 5 defense, and that's why I have the Packers as the 6th best team in the NFL.
In order for them to be a top 5 defense, they have to get off the field. And Aaron Rodgers got to convert third downs to prevent them from going on the field the entire game.
I'm not worried about that.
I am.
This is Aaron Rodgers.
No.
And also, with more ball control on the offense, running the football.
I get it. No,
the
I get
defense
it.
is going to be
It's Aaron
fresh.
Rodgers. I agree with you. It's Aaron Rodgers. I totally agree with you. But Devontae Adams is a big, big loss.
It is.
I'm
not trying to understate that. He's major.
Guys
Go ahead.
that believe that. I think when you lose a wide receiver that magnitude, such as a Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, it literally shrinks the field now. It shrinks the field, bro. Now you don't have the fucking middle of the field wide open. You actually have to play one-on-one against the wide receivers, and you can double anybody you want. You can confuse, you could bring the blitz, you could do anything you want. You could stay home, play zone, whatever. You don't have to worry about the double team anymore.
So
that's
to
a
your
big
point,
factor.
You're correct. But who scares you in the secondaries of this division? The Vikings don't have a secondary. The Lions don't have a secondary. The Bears don't have a secondary. And this is what I'm saying. It's not going to matter as much in terms of the division. It might matter down the line, and we don't know. Again, we don't know what these receivers are going to do. They're not Devontae Adams, though. I can guarantee you that. They're not Devontae Adams. But do they have to worry about the secondaries in the NFC North? No!
But do the
They get shredded!
But do the secondaries have to worry about their wide receivers?
It's a one-on-one, like you said.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, these secondaries are booty.
I think the wide receivers are booty. So like,
I think it's
so it's a one-on-one.
yeah,
Like
I think it's kind of
Yeah.
balanced. Yeah.
One thing I will say on that, I will comment on that and give my one rare Aaron Rodgers praise here. Aaron Rodgers can throw guys open. However,
Facts.
he can't make guys catch the ball. So like for me, it's like, like the what was the one against Dallas? He threw it to that Richard Rodgers, I think, or Jared Cook.
Jared Cook.
That's a perfect throw where only he can get it. But Jared Cook was a vet. Like if that's a third string tight end or something like that, does he make that catch? Can they toe tap possession? Like to me, like all those things matter. So
Awareness, field awareness, self-awareness.
catch radius.
Yes, exactly right.
Those
guys.
things
They
matter.
do
Now,
matter.
like I said,
And who knows?
Aaron Rodgers can put it on the butt. So
I love this comment. I'm going to raise this point because this actually kind of maybe this will resonate with you. All right. Ryan, shoot. 12 wins for the Packers, followed by regular Rodgers in the playoffs, one and done.
I would say
That's the thing is,
I think it's a
regular
push.
season.
I think it's a push. I think they're going to win 11 games.
So let's talk about that, actually. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
All right.
Let's talk about it.
2022 win total. Packers, it's at exactly 11 wins. Exactly 11. Last year, 13-4, number 1 seed, Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back MVPs. Okay? What are we thinking here?
I think 11.
Here, you want to know where their schedule ranks? Based on win total from last year. Packers are literally middle of the pack, 15th. Vikings are 16th. So they're neck and neck in terms of schedule strength.
So for me, I would say 11's a great number. I think it's going to push, but if I had to bet one way or the other, I would bet 10 before I would bet 12.
I'm going to take the over.
12 and
12.
6 or 12.
12 feels
5.
good.
Sorry.
They're not going to win 13.
Whoa.
Oh, no. You can write that down. Oh, my
Did I miss
God.
that one?
I'm ashamed. Did I say what? 12 feels good?
12 feels good. Wild talk.
Jesus Christ.
I'm glad
Just
you're
so-
sitting on that side of the table.
That's a lot.
This is going to be
This
tough.
is you guys rubbing off on me. Pause again.
I'll be honest. This is going to be tough because their schedule. They open up against the Vikings. They play the Bears, the Bucks, Patriots, Giants, Jets, Commanders, Bills, Lions, Cowboys, Titans, Eagles, Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings, and the Lions.
7-2
I mean, look.
through 9.
I see potential losses in the Bills, the Bucks, maybe one game to the Vikings. That's 3.
Eagles.
The Rams potentially, the Eagles. That's 5. I mean, look, that's 12-5. They have to win out.
you go.
But they can always lose to a team like the Dolphins. They play in Miami.
Or the Lions.
Dolphins are a weird
Why
team.
can't the Lions take
They get hot at the end of the season. That could make that could be the game to make or break.
I'm going to say this,
I'm
too.
gonna say this.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with push. I'm going.
That's fair.
I'm going 11-6.
I think they hit that right on the number to me.
Yeah.
That's a perfect number.
If it was 11-5, I'm going under. I'm going under. I'll take the under. Injuries happen.
So wait, are you saying the
teams
same?
get hot?
So he said what I said?
Yeah.
That
Push.
you think it's a push, but if you had
it's
to
a
bet,
push.
you would bet under before you would bet over.
If it was 11.5, I'm taking the under.
Okay, I would be the same way.
Because here's the thing. You don't know what team's going to pop. There could be a surprise team on their schedule that is absolutely fucking good.
They're in their division.
And, well, yeah, that's definitely a possible.
I'm fucking screaming.
I got them splitting, but I don't see them losing to the Lions. I don't see them losing to Chicago. So that's 4 wins.
I can't wait to talk about the Bears.
If they split with the Vikings, that's 5 wins. They play the teams like Commanders, garbage. They play the Jets, garbage. They play the Giants, garbage. Who else? I mean, that's 3 teams right there. That's 8 wins in my head, automatically. So, I just and the Titans. The Titans aren't that good. They're going to outscore the Titans, in my opinion.
I'm not going to lie.
Titans got better wide
This
receivers.
schedule don't look daunting at all.
I don't think so. I think the hardest game they have is the Bills, the Eagles, the Rams, and
Right around
the
Thanksgiving
Bucks.
is where it's
Bills and
And the
Bucks
Bucks.
on the road.
Yeah.
But post-bye week, Rams at home. That actually sounds like a win. Now, here's the thing. Vikings week 1. It wouldn't surprise me if they lost that game. Because week 1, everyone's feeling each other out.
Whoa.
The
Whoa.
the offenses on both sides, brand new offenses, all right, new players on each side. It wouldn't surprise me if the Vikings come out and beat them week 1 and Paul's gonna be fucking chirping in my ear. But I'm gonna be laughing at the end.
He's going to be starting an intro on a different level.
I'm gonna still obviously like we're
there's
gonna have
multiple
to.
games that's gonna have me going.
The
buck
goatee
wild.
lines are going to be shake the fuck up, and he's going to come
Absolutely.
here
You
and
have
he's
no
gonna
idea.
pop
And
his
listen,
shit.
You have no idea.
I can't
It-
wait.
if I lose my mouthpiece in week 2,
You can find it in my bedroom.
Whoa. Hey. Oh, hey, sound the fucking alarm, dog.
That's
Whoa.
different.
That's caps lock different.
oh,
That's why. Hey, yo.
I'm still gonna take the bet because we're gonna obviously have to bet on this both times they play this year. But I'm just saying, week 1. What happened with the Packers week 1 last year?
They got blown out
They
by
got
the
blown the
Saints.
fuck out by the Saints, who were not a
actually-
playoff team.
Yeah.
I actually, and this is in Minnesota. It wouldn't surprise me. That's all I'm saying. But that also kind of makes me feel good. Hey, the week they're traveling to Minnesota is a week where they haven't traveled once yet all season.
I'm not gonna...
Pretty good in terms of rest advantage. But that's what I'm saying. If they lose one game to the Vikings, it's going to be this one. It's not going to be Week 17. I guarantee it. Week 17 in Lambeau.
I'd be the shit if that's for the division.
Week 17 in Lambeau. Oh, it'll be wrapped up before then.
Oh, no.
But
Rodgers stinks at home. His last 2 playoff games at home. How do you fare?
We're talking playoffs, still, remember?
Well, it's pressure.
Regular season, Aaron Rodgers. I'm not worried at all.
Not if it's Week 17. That would be a playoff game.
Come on. I'm not worried about Aaron Rodgers at home, Week 17, against a team playing in the Dome. I'm not worried about it.
Kirk's the GOAT. I'm kidding.
Oh, jeez.
No, that would actually be cool, though, if it came down to the division on that.
I mean, I hope. Listen, I got the Vikings as a playoff team. So let's pivot there. Do you want to hit some bets? Or you want to go fantasy?
No, let's go fantasy.
Fantasy-wise, so we just screamed A.J. Dillon has value.
Okay, so wait. You got the Vikings and you got Green Bay?
Yeah, who do you have?
Oh, I'm going to go Green Bay.
Thank you. They were your 6th best team, too.
They are a regular season team. I was leaning towards the Vikings because I was trying to convince myself it's the Vikings year. But, again, it's the Vikings. They haven't done shit in a long time. And now all of a sudden they got a new head coach and all the things are going to be wiped away?
Yep.
I just don't see that,
Does that fix the Swiss cheese on defense?
Look, the talent is there. They have a better talented offense than Green Bay, but they don't have the better quarterback. The quarterback is the engine on every team. He's a back-to-back MVP. He's awesome in the regular season. I understand his woes in the postseason. That's literally irrelevant in the regular season. But, again, it's Kirk Cousins. Yeah, he puts up great numbers, but he doesn't win games. It doesn't translate to wins. And that is the fucking name of the game. You can put up all the stats you want, but you gotta win the football game when it matters most.
When's the last time you won a primetime game?
I can't remember. Yeah, it's correct.
And we say that. He said it too.
I totally agree.
I know.
With you.
You know I'm not a Kirk lover.
And look, and I can't remember a time where Kirk Cousins went down the field under 2 minutes and won them the game. I can't remember a time.
I mean, he had the most touchdowns
And
thrown in the fourth quarter last year.
That matters, bro. What?
He had the most touchdowns thrown in the fourth quarter last year.
That's great, but they were 8 and 9.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. When you go to work, right? If you knew your boss hated you, would you perform better or would you perform worse?
What the fuck does this have to do with anything, dog?
Answer the question.
I perform worse. I wouldn't want to be there.
Okay. So when Mike Zimmer shits all over Kirk Cousins and makes him feel like shit about himself, he's going to perform worse.
No, it's called accountability. It's called
it's called accountability.
I gave you $30 fucking million guaranteed. You should perform. You should be winning fucking football games, not going 8 and 9 at $30 million guaranteed.
It happens. He's a defensive-minded coach. Now Kirk's going to get an offensive-minded coach who's a Super Bowl winner, who just had Matt Stafford just had a career year and won the Super Bowl, and now he's going to go get somebody like Kirk.
I can't justify Kirk Cousins beating Aaron Rodgers for the division, a back-to-back MVP. I understand the offense. I get it. I think Green Bay is going to struggle. I don't think Green Bay is going to be a number 1 seed like they were last year.
No,
I think they're going to struggle. But I think Green Bay is better than Minnesota. I like their defense this year. It's Aaron fucking Rodgers. They got a good running game. They're going to control the clock, and they're going to play defense. That is going to be their recipe to win. The Vikings, they got great stars, but they had great stars last year and went 8 and 9.
So if you're talking about the defense like this, they just better hope that if Green Bay goes down by 2 touchdowns, they have no chance of winning that game because they can't score. They're going to struggle to score, and that's what I'm saying. So their defense better be a top 5 unit.
But they also are going to get a lot more creative on offense, which is going to
throw
a lot of teams off.
There are questions about Matt LaFleur.
Listen, there might be some inconsistencies early on because
Matt LaFleur, bro, he had a great record since he took over Green Bay.
I understand that, but look, Mike McCarthy did too. And look what Mike McCarthy's doing in Dallas. Balls.
What's wrong with that?
I don't think Mike McCarthy ever was a good coach, though. That's just me.
He won the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's a good coach.
Aaron Rodgers won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
It's been a long time. Yeah,
I don't even remember it.
I can't do that, bro. A head coach matters, bro.
It absolutely does.
To win a Super Bowl, you got to be a good head coach. You can't be a mediocre head coach and win the bowl like that.
That's cap.
What's cap about it?
Mike McCarthy is a mediocre. He's Jason Garrett.
He could be past his prime. What he does, his scheme might be outdated. The league catches up to your scheme, bro. That could be the reason. You
I
ain't
mean, I
winning the
guess,
Super Bowl.
but-
You ain't beating the Steelers, a fucking historical franchise, in the Super Bowl if you are an average coach or a mediocre coach. You're not.
I don't know, dude.
Aaron, how?
Because when you have a talent like Aaron Rodgers, dude, like that's, I mean, he tips the scale.
I get it. I get it. But name me a bad coach that has won a Super Bowl.
Mike McCarthy.
He's bunned.
I'm not really thinking about it, to be honest.
You
with
can't name
thinking.
one.
I'm thinking.
Mike
It's
Tomlin
not
won a
in my
Super Bowl.
headspace
Awesome
right now.
Coach.
I know, my head
Tony
don't.
Dungy won a Super Bowl. Awesome coach.
Tony
Bill
Dungy was
Say something.
he was kind of middies until he got Peyton
Oh,
Manning.
get the fuck out
Was
of
he
here,
not?
bro. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. Who did John Gruden take over for and won the
man.
championship with the Bucks? I'll wait.
No, I'm going to wait right here because what I'm going to tell you is this. Peyton Manning struggled to win the Super Bowl.
He did.
He got Peyton Manning to the Super Bowl along with I'm not saying he's the sole reason.
Tony Dungy got Peyton Manning to
I'm
the
not
Super Bowl.
saying he's the sole reason for it, but he played a fucking big part in them getting to the Super Bowl and winning the Super
So
Bowl.
why didn't he do it with the Bucks?
What do you mean?
He left the Bucks. John Gruden took over with the team that Tony Dungy built and won the
Okay.
championship.
So what?
So John Gruden do it and Tony Dungy couldn't do it because Tony Dungy
It's
was
all
so mid.
circumstantial, bro. It's all circumstantial.
No,
They had
bro.
the best defense that year, Tampa Bay.
What? Yeah, I know that, but it was John Gruden. It was the same team as the year before.
I don't know that I can't go back that far. I'm sure they added some players in the midst of free agency to get to that level.
They had Rondé Barber both
Okay,
years.
so name me a mediocre head coach that has won the Super Bowl. That's very important.
I think that Tony Dungy was middies until he
That's
was
okay.
Peyton
God
Manning.
Bar says Barry Switzer. That's a good one.
I think Tony Dungy was middies.
I move on, man. Let's rock.
I don't want to make this about coaches anyway.
I don't even care. I'm just saying, you're not a mediocre head coach if you win the Super Bowl. Do you know how hard it is to win the fucking Super Bowl? It is one of the most hardest things to accomplish in a
I
sport.
agree.
And to do that and lead a group of men to a big game like that and have them focus 2 weeks to prepare for a team and have them ready to go for that Super Bowl Sunday
I agree.
It makes a difference. It's called leadership and having the locker room on your side.
I totally agree
You're
with
leading
you.
a group of men, man. It's really hard to do that.
I know it is.
It's very difficult.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm just saying that when you get talents like Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning and shit like that, they are scale tippers.
It
Bruce
helps.
Arians never won shit.
It helps.
He couldn't get Carson Palmer over the top. But when he got Tom Brady, it tipped the scale. And he won.
But you're not understanding me. I said you definitely need the players around you.
Absolutely.
But to lead a team to the Super Bowl is a fucking accomplishment, man.
But it's a lot easier when you have a leader at the quarterback position that can galvanize the fucking group.
I totally agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. Look at Andy Reid with the Eagles. He went to one Super Bowl. And he went to 4 NFC Championship games in a row.
Exactly. And what happened? He was middies up until that.
Who?
Not that he was middies, but he couldn't get over the hump. He couldn't get
Andy
over the hump.
Reid's he's
He
a
is.
great coach.
He's outstanding. I wish he was still with the fucking Eagles.
That's all I'm saying.
I love you guys.
That's what I believe.
I wanted to speak, but I want to move this back on track here. The running back room in Green Bay, guys. Better value, okay? Because this is the trendy discussion.
Gary Kubiak. He was some mids.
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
And one
He's got a nice
Peyton Manning.
offense, though.
a head coach.
Yeah. When he was with
Listen,
Broncos.
Aaron Jones going as the 11th running back at pick 24 overall, or A.J. Dillon. Hold on, I have to literally scroll down the list all the way to 34 at pick 101. Better value.
I'm gonna go with A.J. Dillon.
Me too.
But here's the thing: if it's PPR, I might lean. I'm not mad about Aaron Jones taking him there, but I like A.J. Dillon. I was an Aaron Jones owner last year, and A.J. Dillon takes a lot of the work. Every time I was watching Green Bay, it was A.J. Dillon, A.J. Dillon, A.J. Dillon. I'm like, where the fuck is Aaron Jones? Where the fuck is he at? I was frustrated, man. It's a
He was playing
frustrated owner.
hurt too for a little bit, but
Exactly.
still, they were both top 15 backs at one point.
But that told me Green Bay loves and trusts A.J. Dillon, and that's who I would go with.
Yep.
Because I could see the potential there of Aaron Jones being the scat back, just getting the receptions and shit. Cool. That's good. That's good for fantasy. I'm not mad if you take him there. But At 101, that is extreme value for a guy that if Aaron Jones ever went down, you have a top 10 PPR play per week. Guaranteed.
He's already close right now.
I wanted Aaron Jones in
80
fantasy
picks later
at the draft.
Me too.
I told you about it, and I'm like, you know what? The more I thought about it, like he was 100% right. And I remember you complaining last year, like, yo, what is going on with
hated it, bro.
Aaron Jones? And the thing
Frustrating.
that's more concerning is Aaron Jones got that big paycheck.
Yeah.
both of them are draftable right where they are.
But I'm saying, like, he got
80
that big
picks later.
paycheck, and they're still using A.J. Dillon. Like, you paid him all that money, and you're letting A.J. Dillon work in. You're letting A.J. Dillon eat in all that work that you just paid after you paid all that money to Aaron Jones.
This feels like a situation exactly like Denver's room, where both guys could literally be top 15 backs.
100%.
And at that point, I'm happy taking both where they are right now. But 80 picks later,
Nah.
A.J. Dillon is not 80 picks worse than Aaron Jones in fantasy or real life. That's my point. That's a massive value. All right? Aaron Rodgers is going late too, and I honestly, I still feel comfortable that he's going to be a top 10 QB.
I would fade him, but that's just because, like I said, and
But
it's,
where he's going though, he's going like round 9, 10. That's insane to me.
I think he got drafted for like $2 last night.
It was insane.
Yeah, like nobody even bid on him.
Here, well, Aaron Rodgers betting lines, and then
I
we're
got the
moving
value.
on, okay? Aaron Rodgers total passing yards 4,050 and a half. Over, under. I say over.
Fuck.
I'm sorry. Say the line again.
4,050 and a half.
4,050?
Because they know.
4,050 and a half, and I say over.
See what I mean, bro? Like this is
Not
so
even
crazy.
thinking twice.
But here's my thing. Everybody's talking about how they're going to be a ground and pound team, and they're saying that he's going to throw for 4,000, and they have his number at fucking 4,000. Like
is what I've been waiting
that just
for.
doesn't make sense to me.
I do have to
This is
say
what I've
this
been
too,
waiting
though.
for, the energy, baby.
He's got almost 200 less pass attempts than Tom Brady, and he's just efficient. That's it. 200 less. He only threw the ball 531 times last year. Like, honestly, it almost feels like the offense, it's going to just, he'll probably throw like 30 less passes. It won't surprise me if he's right at the same numbers. 4,000 he eclipses in all 5 of his last healthy seasons in the NFL.
I mean, so his
4,050 he eclipsed 4 of those 5 times.
His over and under is 4,050.
4,050.
And Devontae Adams had 1,550 last year. So, I mean, that he had 25%.
Yeah, but also
of it.
he only started 16 games because they clinched.
I mean, it's one game.
I mean, yeah,
That's
that's one
300
game.
yards. Call it 300 yards. So I'm with you
300,
there.
300 yards right there.
I just seems
That's
like
where it gets tricky, actually. But if
You're
you
right.
think it's going to be close, he's going to be playing all 17 games. That's going to be an easy.
To me,
like,
that's a disrespectful line to Aaron Rodgers.
It is.
Like, for me to say under on that is crazy because I had Baker Mayfield over at 3,700.
Guess what? So many people are going to say under because of the same stuff that you're
over.
saying.
I'm saying over because I just don't
I
like
gotta
that.
go over.
That's too
It's
low.
Aaron
bro.
Rodgers,
It's
bro.
Aaron
And
Rodgers.
31 and a half touchdowns, I say over.
I will
Aaron
say.
Rodgers.
I will say.
Pound
under.
the over.
Over.
I'll say under.
Because at worst, he's
Under
getting
what?
32.
Under 31 touchdowns. I will say under because again, if it's AJ Dillon and it's Aaron Jones in there in the red zone, they don't have a red zone target anymore.
Some of those touchdowns are going to be passing touchdowns to the running backs.
Fair point.
32
Fair point.
touchdowns we're asking for. 32. He had 37 last year in 16 games.
It's
48 the year before.
It's 2 again.
How many touchdowns did Devontae Adams have? Just out of curiosity. Not even throwing shade. I'm genuinely curious.
I'll tell you right now.
I don't even remember.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. Devontae Adams
10?
had 11 touchdowns last year.
There you go.
So 26.
It's a good number.
That's a good number. I would say
Yeah,
under. I'm saying
exactly.
under.
They know what the fuck they're doing, bro.
I'm saying under. That's averages, bro. And you have to look at it. Like I said, but to put him at 4,050 is wild. I mean, to me, the only way he stays under that is injury. Or unless they really become a running team, which I just don't see because, I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers.
It's going to probably be really
I'll
like
say this.
Go ahead.
It's going to be over. And here's the reason why. Aaron Rodgers could have a couple games where he gets no touchdown passes, but there's also a couple of games where Aaron Rodgers could have fucking 4 or 5 touchdown passes, and I've seen that shit year in and year out, and this is the reason why he wins MVPs, because this is what he does. He produces. He's fucking, his numbers are always
What are
good.
his interceptions?
His ratio last year,
No. What's his over/under for interceptions this year?
over under for interceptions,
I mean, he had 4
6.5.
Over.
He had 4 last year.
Over.
5 the year
He's not
before,
known- he's not
4
known
the
to
year
turn the ball
before.
over, though.
He's not, but he doesn't have a safety blanket, and now you're gonna have to worry about batted balls, tips, drop passes, shit like that.
He hasn't had
Stuff-
6 interceptions
I'll go over with you. I
since
like that.
2012 or 2013.
2017 he did. But
I'll
he
go
got
over.
hurt that year.
I'll go over. Over 6.5.
I'm going under. At most 6. I feel pretty comfortable. I mean, honestly, I'm going to throw one more thing. His MVP line's plus 1,000. And listen, just for the sake of this is the back-to-back MVP, and if the Packers are really good this year,
Narrative.
Aaron Rodgers has the narrative locked up. For a long shot, you could do much worse. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying he's winning MVP, but I'm saying if you want to get a good value on that bet at plus 1,000, I'm willing to throw down on Aaron Rodgers again because
Who's the last player to win 3 MVPs
Peyton?
in a row?
Peyton?
back to back to back. If you asked me this a few weeks ago, I would have remembered. Go ahead and say it.
His predecessor. Oh, Brett.
That was literally going to be my guess. But that's what I'm saying, though. You could do much worse at plus 1,000. All right. Let's move back to the Vikings, okay? Vikings, 8.5 win total last year. 8-9, okay? We already said Kevin O'Connell's the new head coach. Win total, okay? If they're going to get in, look, Nick, I don't know if you said they're getting in the playoffs or not. Did you say that? That Mike and I both have them in the playoffs right now. I have them as a wild card.
I got them as a wild card.
So all 3 of us have them in. So all 3 of us should have them at over 8.5.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking probably 10 games. 10 games. They got a middle of the pack schedule. Let's look at it.
Here's the thing, though. This is exactly what scares me about the Vikings. Is that now a lot of people are starting to believe in the Vikings. They're starting to believe the hype. They're starting to believe that this team is going to be a playoff team. A lot of people are talking about this team as being the dark horse. But usually when people predict that, it always goes to shit. It just does. It just does. Look at last year with the Colts and Carson Wentz. People thought, oh my God, they actually have a quarterback. They have a good roster. The Colts were a fringe playoff team, or they were a playoff team at the time. I can't remember, but they missed the playoffs. And I am worried about too many people jumping on a bandwagon. That actually spells trouble. The fact that the number is 8.5, that actually scares me. That scares me.
Rookie head coach and Kirk Cousins.
It scares me. I'm over. I'm hitting the over, but that scares me. And they got Rieger.
Thing is, though, yeah.
Well, that tipped the scale for me. Now
Yeah.
I'm more confident than ever.
We'll break that down a little bit more, by the way,
Imagine
on
going
Tuesday.
to a team where they laughed at a fucking team for drafting you.
Yeah, can I point out something, actually? We'll talk about that trade more on Tuesday when we talk Eagles, okay? But let me point something out. Okay. J-Jaw, Seahawks.
He got cut.
He's on the practice squad.
Yeah, we took him over DK.
No,
Metcalf.
hold on.
We're on the same team.
Uh-huh.
I
And
see.
where did
Trey.
Rager just go?
Yeah.
And we got more for Rager than the
15.
Cowboys did for Cooper.
Yep. But, like, they both went to the team where the guy we should have drafted was taken.
How is that
That's like the worst place you could go if you're them. It's like these guys have been haunting you in your memory every moment since you've been in the league because you've been compared to them, and now you're your teammate. You're
Look,
the
bro,
teammate.
whoever the fuck the Cowboys negotiate, whoever runs the GM spot, I think it's Jerry Jones or whoever, they should fucking hang it up, bro.
Oh, it's
If you got less
they
for
say it's
Amari
Steven
Cooper,
Jones.
whereas, if you got less for Amari Cooper than the Eagles did for Rieger, dog, hang it up. Retire, bro. Go home, sit on your couch, beat your meat, and watch Netflix. Hang it up, brother.
Sounds
Hang
fire.
it up.
I love
It is
that.
over for you. What kind of negotiation is that? You got rid of a Pro Bowl wide receiver for a price like that? You got Jalen Rieger, who's going for more fucking value than Amari Cooper?
wild.
Come on, man. Somebody explain this to me, bro. You want to talk about accountability? These motherfuckers should be having accountability.
They can't
The
cut Jerry.
fuck?
It's Jerry's world.
The hell out of here, man.
I hope
Jerry
he-
World.
I hope
That's
he
why
lives
They
forever.
haven't won shit.
Live
I want
forever.
him to live forever.
They haven't won
Seriously.
shit because they don't know how to construct the team, bro. They always like to fucking demolish it.
They could
think
draft the shit out of
they
players.
can draft.
We'll get the
their
shit on
draft
them on
is
Tuesday.
Good, bro.
Major.
Their
Let's-
draft,
All right, stay on the Vikings.
their
Yeah.
draft is good, but yeah, fuck that.
Let's
That's crazy.
return back here and
I have them.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead. I was going to say they won 8 games last year.
I have
This
them over.
team got a little bit better on defense, and the offense is top notch.
Outside of the Bills, and I mean the Bills, they have pretty much a better offense than every single team that they play, aside from the Bills.
It can be argued.
Maybe the Eagles, maybe, but I would probably give the edge to them because Justin Jefferson's top 5 wide receiver, and you have Dalvin Cook.
It can be argued. I mean, they could very well be a top 5 offense. They should be.
They should be
with everything that they have.
I agree.
I will say this too. When we were talking about Green Bay, like the difference in offensive line play is pretty major between the two. Just saying, because that does matter.
Offensive line.
But I mean, the Vikings can score points. So 8 wins last year, and they should be slightly improved on the defensive end. That means at least 9 wins for me.
I got them at around 12.
And it's a middle of the pack schedule. And the other thing is this: the early going of this schedule, at worst, they're going 3-3, which I don't see. I think they're going to probably win 4. I think they might even open 0-2. But like I said, that first game is interesting because I think they could win it. But at worst, 3-3, going into the bye.
What was Minnesota's points per game last year?
I would guess 20-something.
I don't have it in front of me. Do you want to look that up?
I am right now. I'm just curious. I just want to see if their offense is what we were talking about. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be consistent. I want to make sure that. What the fuck? I mean, am I missing something? 8.5 is too fucking small, cuz.
Also, I want to say this. Oh my goodness!
Come on, man.
I want to say this too. Last year, 10th hardest schedule in the league. They have the 8th largest improvement overall in strength of schedule.
Okay.
They won 8 games on a harder schedule last year with a worse defense.
They scored 25 points a game. They scored less than the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some inconsistency with this offense.
What? Go ahead. I'm here.
That's actually surprising when you say that.
Nobody wants to understand. The Colts were playing great last year.
And missed the playoffs. They missed
That doesn't matter.
If they were playing so goddamn great, they would have made the fucking playoffs.
I'm not getting into it. I fucking refuse because it doesn't make any sense.
How?
Because the perception is that Carson Wentz blows and that the Colts they blew last year. They did not blow. They blew for the last few games. But for the majority of the season, the Colts were a very good fucking squad.
They got hot midway through the season, and then they fucking fell off the train tracks right after that.
Playing well.
Not all season. Not all season, bro.
Family. The last 3 games were the problem. It wasn't the fucking first 14.
Family. I seen Carson Wentz throw for under 100 yards.
And I saw Mac Jones throw for 3 fucking passes, dude.
Yeah, but that was a different game.
I know. No, because you like Mac Jones.
No, the conditions favored the Bills that game because of the quarterback.
Did they do that with Josh Allen?
They had, again, it favored the Bills because of the quarterback situation and the fucking conditions. They had Mac Jones, bro. They didn't have many wide receivers. It was a fucking blizzard out there. What did you want him to do? What did you want him to do, for real?
I love you so much. That's all I got to say.
I love you too, but I'm just trying to make a good point here.
I love you both too, and I see the point made.
I'm confused.
We got to stay on track.
Whoa. Let's pump the brakes here. We're talking about New England Patriots, right? New England Patriots scored 26.6 points last year per game, and the Vikings scored 25. So Mac Middies, that you call them, score more points than this dark horse you're speaking of.
That's a big observation.
I am fucking confused. I am confused, bro.
Yeah.
I don't see it, bro. 8.5 scares me. They know something, bro.
It's just because of reputation.
Look, I think it's going to be over, but the division winner, I can't. I'm not there, bro. I'm not there yet.
That's fine.
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yes.
And that's Aaron Rodgers.
And I believe in that.
And I'm going to walk with you up that mountain.
Division.
I'm going to walk with you up that mountain come December.
Okay, bro. I'm just stating my case. This is all I'm doing.
I understand that.
Okay?
And I'm playing my part 2 like a sequel.
I like that. I love that. I love that. Just be yourself, bro. Be yourself. Be your authentic self.
So listen.
Look at me when you pod with a goatee, the fucking fresh lines. I want to hear you speak that shit.
Move us on.
Yeah, I have to. Okay. Vikings offense, it's very easy. Okay. You have 2 guys who could go top 5 in your draft. 2 guys right there, and Cook and Justin Jefferson. Draft him. Okay. Adam Thielen. Like or don't. You don't gotta give me a reason.
I'm fading.
I mean,
I would rock with him in a slot. Pause.
I feel like he should be as good as usual. I don't think he's going at an inappropriate value.
KJ Osborne is being slept on.
KJ
Big
Osborne.
time.
Well, this is true, except I do wonder what they're going to do with Hager. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, he's going to fill up the fucking waters for Osborne, Thielen, and Jefferson.
But
Irv
Thielen-
Smith, sleeper at tight end because he's healthy.
Yeah, Irv Smith is good, yo, for real.
And Kirk Cousins could potentially produce like a QB1 all year. I mean, he kind of does already. It's just like it's periods of inconsistencies during the season. So, like, do you feel good about drafting him
Absolutely,
as a
bro.
starter?
Absolutely.
Perhaps.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm cool with having Kirk Cousins on the bench. Like, if I draft and I'm one of those guys that waits at QB, and I have, like, let's say even Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers is my starter, I'll chase that and get Kirk Cousins as my backup. This way, I can account for the moments where they both might dip this season.
In fantasy, if it's a 12-team league, I would feel more comfortable with
12-team, he's a starter.
With who?
I would feel more comfortable with Kirk Cousins as my starter than Aaron Rodgers, bro. He has more weapons at his disposal.
12 teams, I'm saying
sorry,
they're both
bro, but
starters.
that's real to me. I mean, that's real, and I know it's a name thing, and I know Kirk Cousins is more on the midi side, but look at what he's got at his disposal. Again, you can make perfect throws, but can the motherfuckers catch it?
Well, here, let me tell you this. Kirk Cousins going as your 15th quarterback off the board at pick 132. That's value.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What's Aaron Rodgers going at?
Aaron Rodgers is going 75 at QB 8.
Yeah, see, to me, I wouldn't. Why would you draft him?
But that's my point there, right there.
Yeah.
If you're going to take a guy like Rodgers, or if you're worried about Dak this year, maybe, if you're worried about a Matthew Stafford, or if you want to try out Trey Lance as your starter, get a guy like Kirk Cousins behind him. This way, you got somebody there that's going to throw for 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns.
Absolutely.
All right, that's Minnesota. Now, Detroit and Chicago. We're going to cover both of them right now. Philly Phil, you can put up the Detroit graphic. All right, we're going to speed through this one. We like the Lions here. We like them a lot, but
I'm a fan.
6.5 wins, and they went 3-13-1 last year. So as much as we like them, that's still 3-win improvement minimum. That's asking a lot. That's asking a lot. They have to learn how to win, period. Okay? So, Detroit Lions, let's see.
I
Where was
hate
that
this
going?
line, dude. I hate this fucking line, bro.
I love it.
I'm going to give you the strength of schedule.
I love
by
it.
win total. And Detroit's got the 5th easiest schedule in the NFL.
Look,
By win total last year. Okay? I'm going to
love
just
it.
tell you what I think right away. I'm going to have them at 7 wins exact. Maybe even a surprise. But 7 wins sounds good to me, actually. 7 wins.
So I like them at 6. But here's the thing. I think the Eagles are the biggest team on upset alert week 1. I know we're going to get to this, but I'm saying this right now. God. That is a game that the Lions are going to come out and play like it's their fucking Super Bowl. And that's the truth. That's a scary game.
You're right.
And the Eagles, they're NFL players are supreme athletes, but they are human beings. And human beings have emotions.
Oh, you podding.
And when the Eagles come out, they're going to be at home. They're going to be hype. It's the dream team shit. There's going to be a lot of pressure. Jalen Hurts is going to feel it because he's going to be a little tight because, you know, he's got all his weapons around him and shit like that. That's a scary game for them. However, if Detroit wins against the Eagles, it's going over. But if they lose, it's going to be at 6.
I'm going
30
over
seconds.
regardless, win or lose. But I do agree with that. The Eagles could be on upset alert. It could be. That could be.
I'll
that
tell
could
you
be
right
very
now,
well
if the
true.
Eagles are for real, they're not losing that game.
I agree with that.
And that's
True.
Jalen Hurts, too.
And that's fair.
Jalen Hurts, as the quarterback of this team with something to prove, cannot lose that game.
But
He
I'm going-
cannot
I'm
lose
going
that game.
over.
He's going to have negativity around him already, right in the.
Bam.
That's so Eagles.
But we won't even need to. Yeah, I'm saying
going
over.
I guarantee you, Dan Campbell's printing that line out on their fucking locker room and saying 6.5 wins. You see this disrespect? I'm ready to bite a fucking kneecap off.
I got you with 6.5.
Come on, fam. What we
Wow.
talking about?
Wow. So they did well in the draft. They've been upgrading this roster quietly. They've been competitive. Period. I mean, we'll see what happens. So, fantasy-wise, guys, Jared Goff, we don't need to.
Got you with 6.5. The fuck is
We're
that?
ignoring Jared Goff, right? We're ignoring Jared Goff.
It's weird because I am, but like he's got a bomb squad there. Potential. Amon-Ra, Jamison Williams, DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson. Like he could be all right. It's the line.
Streamer, occasional streamer,
Nah.
bye-week streamer.
Nah.
I'm not.
Nah.
I don't want
I'm
him.
good. I'm a fade. He'll never
Yeah.
be on my roster. He'll never be on Theories' roster, and he shouldn't be on yours.
There you go. Fade.
Fair.
I'm fading him too. DeAndre Swift, I'm just going to come right out and say it. RB1 overall is in his ceiling of outcomes.
Oh, no.
I think that he can be a top 5 running back this year. I think I'm going to put him.
That's bold.
He's going to be in my top 10. Just telling you that right now. And we're doing that. I'm going to actually tell the audience this right now. We're doing our fantasy PPR top 10 running backs and tight ends. We're recording it tonight for you. You're either going to see it tomorrow or you're going to see it on Friday. It will be out there so you have it for your drafts, okay? DeAndre Swift, I have him as a top 10 PPR running back. Keyword is PPR. And this guy's already produced like that.
I'm not mad about that. That doesn't make me.
I think he's going to catch a ton of passes.
Yeah, I think
Before his
10 is
injury, he
fair.
was RB8 last year.
Exactly right. I think he finished,
Like RB15?
yeah, it looks like right around 15. All things considered, that fucking sounds
Yeah,
great.
we're gonna table that topic. So be sure to check us out when we drop that episode as well.
62 catches in that time frame, guys.
You don't
This is
wanna
this a
miss that.
PPR maven right here.
He's-
all right. 7 TDs in that time frame. Love him. All right. Jamal Williams, nice handcuff. Right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Love him.
Why is he not getting any love?
Because of the name.
It's got to be that.
It's the name.
Another guy, I'll tell you right now, just looking at this list, he's not even popping up in. There you go. He's the 24th receiver off the board.
The what?
24th receiver off the board, pick 62. And I think he's going to deliver. I think he's going to be a top 20 receiver.
Yep. I totally
How
agree
long
with
is
you.
Jameson Williams out?
Jamison Williams, at least 4 weeks, I think. At least. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's longer. And I like him, by the way. Like, I think that he could be a guy you could stash later in your season. I'm not going to draft him, though. I'm not going to waste my roster spot on that because roster spots are tight.
Yeah.
I know what you're going to say. Just say it.
I was saying no. I was trying to get away from the mic because I was eating.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. TJ Hawkinson.
I'm a fade.
I don't.
I weirdly
listen,
agree. I weirdly agree.
He'll probably be top 10. I'm not going to guarantee it, though.
It's not hard
He's
to be
been
a top
way
10, though, bro.
exactly. That's the thing. Like he's been way inconsistent. So I'm just going to tell you this right now. Even though I might have him in my top 10, I'm not actively trying to draft this guy. I will probably not have him on any teams, and it's not because he can't play. It's because of his usage and inconsistency.
I think his usage is going to be on like a sharp decline because you have Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra, and you have DeAndre Swift. Like he's a fourth option as of week 5, in my opinion. He's a fourth option. Period. He is.
I mean, he needs to be used more. I'll
He's a
just
big
put it that
body.
way.
He's a red zone target. I get it. Like the value is there in terms of tight end. Like if you need a tight end, you got TJ Hawkinson. And if he was a 10th tight end off the board or the 8th, like that's good value. It's just I'm fading him because I've been a TJ Hawkinson owner, and man, you get some up and down games, and it's more bad than good, in my opinion. In my experience,
bad games bad?
they're really bad.
Yeah.
Yes, and
like-
they're
like 1
week,
point bad.
They're week altering.
That's exactly what I was talking
It's
about.
week altering. I don't want to deal with that.
Like-
It's a headache.
I've actually
Here.
never owned him.
Yes.
Ready for this? This is just going by where he's drafted. He's going 7th tight end off the board, 72nd pick. Here's who's going after him: Goddard, Ertz, Freiermuth. I like all 3 of them
I
better.
would take
I would
Goddard
take-
all day long.
I would take Freiermuth.
That's what I said. I like all 3 of them better.
Yes. I think,
fantasy.
yeah, Goddard's going to be the guy that's going to pop this year. But
Yeah.
I'm fading Hawk.
So there you go. Fade.
Fade.
All right. DJ Chark, fantasy value, yes or no?
Fade.
I'm avoiding.
Fade.
Maybe
Maybe while
in the beginning while
Williams is out.
Jameson's out, but after that, poop.
Yeah, I'm not touching that. Sorry.
There's too many wide receivers in the league for me to even consider that. I mean, I would have to be really depleted at that position for me to consider it.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm a fade.
In general, though, we like the Lions
Yeah.
in fantasy. We like them in real life. And I'm going to throw this out there, too. Their offensive line don't get enough love. They're one of the best. They're a top 10 offensive
Penn
line.
Sewell.
And they're loaded, though, all the way across the board.
He is a
like,
beast.
He's really good.
like all 5 spots, they're good. Okay? So another reason to believe in this team. where they could be going.
And they
got to improve
got
on
a pass
defense.
rusher too.
And they got Mr. Aiden Hutchinson, and that's a big deal.
He's gonna be a beast, bro. He's gonna be really good.
I like Rodrigo too.
He fits.
Yeah.
He's
for
good,
bro.
man.
He's from Michigan.
That hard-nosed mentality. Yeah, he's from Michigan. Like, bro, it's a perfect fit for him to be in Detroit.
The Motor City, bro.
This team's going to be competitive. And they're building the right way.
They're building a
tough team.
a good culture.
Yes.
Like, and you can just tell from Hard Knocks. Like, I know a lot of it's entertainment, but you could watch in Hard Knocks. They respond to them. They're a fucking unit. They're together. You just get that sense.
Solid staff there.
They're a good
solid
group.
roster.
Oh,
okay?
I love their staff, by the way. I mean, and by the way, Hard Knocks is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, this is the best one in a
It's
long time.
great, man. I am enjoying.
I'm looking
watching
forward
that.
to the in-season one with the Cardinals too.
Guys,
Oh God.
yeah, me too. And it's perfect because we're wondering, are they going to show up in the second half this year?
It's gonna be great.
We'll see. We're talking about them on tomorrow, actually.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna be watching Kyler Murray play video games and that fucking.
They're gonna be putting him. Yeah. Do you think they're gonna tuck him in with his 9:30 bedtime
That's
in his
great.
contract?
Oh my God.
They're gonna bring him
Moving on.
milk and cookies.
Moving on. Save it for
Little Simpson
tomorrow.
slippers. Yeah, cute little yellow Simpson slippers. It's gonna be so cute for
Jesus.
them to bed. I can't wait.
We'll talk about it tomorrow, okay?
With his Fortnite shirt.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears. He'll be looking like Yoda. All right. Chicago Bears. 6.5 wins. They won 6 games last year. 6-11. All right. Chicago Bears.
They're gonna be the worst team in the league.
Wow.
Period. End of story.
Nah, that's
I mean, the
That's not
fourth
cap.
easiest schedule in the league.
Yo, Justin.
They have what?
Fourth easiest.
I don't care. I think they're the worst team in the league.
Nah.
Wow.
What's so good about them?
Justin
I like
Fields
Justin
has
Fields a
looked
lot.
You
very
like Justin
good.
Fields a lot.
He's
I've
looked
been
very
saying
good.
that though
I'm not-
before
I'm not there,
preseason.
bro.
I know that there's some preseason
I'm
hype,
not there,
but
bro.
I liked him going into the season before that.
Correct.
And I've said that here.
Yeah,
I like
before,
Justin
even though
Fields.
he turned my stomach a little. I mentioned it with the fucking comment about he's got to go eat. He can't go eat dinner because he needs to study his playbook. That I hate that shit because he's trying too hard. But
Not fan.
he looked all right in the preseason.
He looked really good in the preseason.
And
I'll correct you. He
Cole
looked
Kmet,
fantastic.
I think Darnell Mooney is very underrated too. I think Darnell Mooney can play.
Thank you.
I think
Buy him in fantasy.
yes.
Value
I think
right now.
David Montgomery. I know he's going to start getting into the back end, but Khalil Herbert is. Khalil Herbert's somebody to keep an eye on. Khalil Herbert's very good. He's like David Montgomery, except he could catch passes.
Didn't we talk about this, you and I? We might have. If not, I just literally vouched for him. Oh,
don't
you know what?
know.
My brother just drafted the other night, and I'm like,
I tried to get him the other
I'm
night.
like, he was his last pick of the draft. I'm like, fantastic, because from what
Dolmania
I've
took him.
heard, Khalil Herbert might be splitting 50-50 with David Montgomery.
I know. Yep.
And I think he might be better. It's close,
He
at
has,
least.
he has the pass
And
catching
David
ability.
Montgomery is a free agent soon. Just saying.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Go ahead.
Who's finishing ahead of each other? The Bears or the Lions?
Lions.
Oh,
The
wow.
Lions are a better team.
They're a better team, right?
Yeah.
I'm not buying this preseason hype shit, bro. They play very vanilla defense on defense.
True.
And when it's crunch time, week 1 happens, they're going to be scheming against your ass. They know your weaknesses from last year. Did you get better at them? Who do you have to throw to? Darnell Mooney? Okay, we'll double him. That's fine. You got David Montgomery? Cool. What is he? A top 15 back? Maybe 20? Top 20 back? Who else you got? I do love Cole Kmet. However, his usage is very poor. I don't like the way they use him. If they use him correctly, he could be a great fantasy option. But I'm not a Bears guy. I think they are going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and I am going way under 6.5. Not even questioning.
So I'm with you on most of the part. The only thing I disagree on is like, I know they play vanilla defense, but you can tell with certain things. Like Jordan Love had 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions against those same vanilla defenses.
Okay.
Justin Fields played like you want when you play vanilla defenses and backups, you want to see something. You want to see something from that guy. Like he's above that talent. He could pick them apart.
He was the highest rated quarterback in preseason.
He can't do it. Like, when Baker Mayfield played against the Bills, he looked well, but it was against backups. So, but he should look like that against
What you
backups.
want to see from the guy in preseason and even last year was a guy who was developing each week, and that's what he was doing. He was developing.
He threw 3
I
touchdowns. in
hate
that
their
last game.
offseason, though. I'm going to say under.
So bad.
And, 5-6 wins. They could repeat and go 6 again, but they're not going over 6. I do like Justin Fields, though. I'm going to just say it.
I think he could be a
do
sneaky
like it.
fantasy option later in the season because of his legs.
Exactly. And he'll be used properly for once.
I'm way, way past Justin Fields. I think I just don't see a future.
Oh, you think
in
they're a
the NFL, man.
disaster?
Yeah, but you never liked Justin Fields.
I've never liked him. I think I don't think he has the height. I don't think he has
the
that.
height. He's 6'6".
I'm sorry, I'm not the height. I don't think he has the pedigree to be a good quarterback, bro. I don't like this style. I just don't. There's something about him when I watch him, I just don't like it.
So
I'm sorry, I just don't.
Never mind. Go ahead.
I'm not a Justin Fields guy, bro. I see last year was a disaster, and I get it. It's a rookie season, blah blah blah. But who does he have around him that is going to elevate his game?
And that's why
that's my problem with him. That is my problem with him. And I don't think their head coach is going to get the best out of Justin Fields. I just don't see it. I think he's going to struggle this year. I think the Bears may, after the season, consider another quarterback.
Oh,
No, I'm
Why
way
not?
off with that.
Why
Sorry.
not? If Justin Fields performs like he did last year, I can guarantee you Chicago is going to be in the hunt for a quarterback. I can
way.
guarantee
He
It's only
got
his
better
second year.
every
I
week
can
last year.
guarantee you.
no way. It's only his second year.
He,
Why? So
And
what?
I'm going to dispel the notion that he
do
didn't
that.
play
Jalen
well
Hurts,
last
second
year.
You don't do that to him, but there was talks about him.
He played well
I
last
didn't
year,
say
though.
that.
I'm just saying.
He played well
saying.
last year, though.
Jalen Hurts
That's
made the
the.
I'm just saying. There could be rumblings if Justin Fields does not perform well. There could be potential rumblings about Chicago moving on.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
going
not
to
be
guarantee you that's a no.
I would not be surprised.
And I disagree with you. I think he played well last year.
I cannot.
He started off
wait.
slow,
The
and
end
then
of
they
the
started
season,
to adjust.
He was meh.
He got better each week.
did.
That's all I'm trying to say. That's what you want to see from a rookie, and he was on a bad team. He got better each week. And we watched the game here. I forget which game it was, but he had a phenomenal fourth quarter in that game. We were like, holy shit.
Might have been Pittsburgh.
It was Pittsburgh. And we're like, holy shit. That was the coming out moment for him. Just saying. I think way off with Justin Fields. He's going to prove you wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look, 7
it's a
touchdowns and
bad
10
team,
interceptions last year. I mean, I just don't see it. I
I
don't
mean,
see it.
he also had an abysmal fucking head coach.
And he has the same fucking thing.
He's a different head coach.
Defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he'd be all right.
All right.
I hated their
can't wait.
offseason, though.
I'm excited about it.
I'm in agreement with you there. I hate the offseason. That's why they're
Oh,
under.
yeah, their offseason was a disaster.
It was poop. It was just straight
So
up
what's
poop.
his over under touchdowns? I'm going under. What's his over in interceptions? I'm going over. I don't give a fuck. I'm dead serious.
Control them.
Control them. If Justin Fields was that dude, you would consider him in fantasy, right?
I actually
Yeah,
did. I said
do.
that he could be a
think he
late
could
round
be a-
steal
I think
because of
he
his
could be.
legs.
I mean, look at this mark here.
You have when you get these young quarterbacks, bro. You have to look at potential of the whole package. Like,
Look,
It's
30,
hard, man.
3250 and a half passing yards. That means he's got to basically average 200-ish. You're going to miss this. 3250 and a half passing yards is his over under. That means he basically has to average slightly over 200 for the entire season, and I'm going to take the over.
Rodgers has 800 more.
18 and a half passing touchdowns. I'm going to take the over. Especially if they're going to be losing games, they're going to be playing from behind.
What's the interceptions?
Interceptions at 14 and a half, and that's friggin' high.
That's high.
That's really
Interception in a
high.
game.
But I mean,
Take the overs. Take the overs. This dude is fucking mids. I don't care. I'll say it right here. He's mids. He is mids. And Chicago is going to stink this year.
You're a fool.
They are going to fucking stink.
they probably
cool.
will stink though.
We're gonna
I'll
see.
give you. I'll get on that with you.
We're going to see.
I don't like them this year. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't like him either. I like Justin Fields though.
There is a way that you can prove things. And again, situations matter. And we had this debate similar a couple weeks ago about Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones. Situations matter. And ceilings, just because you could be a good player on a bad team, that if you're a bad player on a good team, the other player could have a higher ceiling.
Yeah, and I'll say this
Like
too.
for instance, Justin Fields' ceiling is higher than Mac Jones's.
I'll say
by
this
a
too.
mile.
Ready
Why?
for this? Justin Fields
Why?
had more
Legs and arm talent.
He had more wow moments last year than Trevor
Perfect.
Lawrence,
Yeah.
and no one talked about it.
Now,
He impressed more than Trevor Lawrence last year.
Trevor Lawrence is coming.
They were both on train wreck teams with train wreck coaching staffs, and Justin Fields looked better. Just saying.
I mean, I give them both a pass because again, his head coach didn't know who fucking.
I saw
Aaron Rodgers
moments from Justin Fields though, and I saw maybe one or two from Trevor Lawrence the whole season.
And it was against the
I
Colts.
think he'll improve this year. But
against
I'm
the
just
Colts.
saying.
So,
Yeah.
so you think Justin Fields has a higher ceiling than Mac Jones?
Oh yeah,
Why?
His ceiling is, but his floor is not.
correct. That's a
Mac
good way
Jones
to
has
put
a
it.
high floor, which he's already touched. He's already been a playoff quarterback as a rookie.
What makes Justin Fields' ceiling higher than Mac Jones?
I think he has
His
more
ability.
arm talent and just
terms of what?
overall. He could run. He could use his legs. I think if
He's
you put
also an incredible deep ball thrower.
I think Mac Jones is too. I think Mac Jones is.
I think he's
really
underrated there.
Fairly accurate. I think he's smart. I think he's a really good quarterback. I just think he's in a bad situation with New England right now.
And that's my point, that if you put Mac Jones on the Bears, I think it would be more of a disaster, because the only thing worse than a running quarterback behind a bad offensive line is a stand in the pocket quarterback, because he can't get out of the fucking way. So that's just my only thing. Now, right now, Mac Jones is better than him. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that potential, Justin Fields has the higher ceiling. But right now, it's not really a debate.
But what makes it the higher ceiling? That's where I am confused. I think the disconnect is
Because he can run. I think he has a stronger arm, and I think he has a better arm.
I'll take somebody who's smart as fuck, accurate as shit, and is a leader. Mac Jones is a leader, bro.
We're going to find out a lot about him this year.
To fill Brady's shoes
Yeah.
and go to the playoffs with a team that, honestly, New England, they had no business making the playoffs last year. Their wide receivers were really poor, man.
Jacoby Myers was all right. Nelson Aguilar was all right.
Yeah. They're good. They're not like extraordinary.
No,
wide
they're regular
receivers.
dudes.
Yeah,
They're regular dudes.
That's what I'm saying. And I mean, I like Mac Jones' ceiling better than Fields, in my opinion.
All right, well, that's the NFC North, and now we got to speed through the AFC North. I think it's a little bit more interesting here. Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
That's what
man.
I'm saying.
I'm
We've
out
been
here-
going off on tangents tonight, but they were good ones.
I'm out
okay?
here ripping Fields, man.
I know. You're fucking tearing them apart.
Yeah, my bad.
All right.
Just-
AFC North. Philly Phil, you want to change it up? Whenever you're ready. Appreciate it. All right. Let's start off with your defending AFC North champions. Super Bowl appearance last year. They were close. They almost won that game. The Cincinnati Bengals. All right. 9.5 wins. They won 10 last year. 10-7 last year. Okay. What are we thinking about the Bengals? And I'll give you the strength of schedule. Hold on. Bengals, one of the hardest schedules in the league. 6th hardest schedule based on last year's win totals. Okay? There you have it. 9.5 wins.
That's wild to me. I
say over.
I don't understand it. Way over.
And I'm not even going to overthink it.
It's not even a question. I don't understand it. Their only weakness last year was their offensive line, and the dude made the Super Bowl and won a playoff game where he got sacked 8 times. Damn near won the Super Bowl where he got sacked 8 times, and you improved their offensive line. They kept their entire core. Jamar Chase, you can argue, is riding on that, that top 5 thing. I think T. Higgins is about to have a bigger year. I think Joe Burrow can produce 2 1,200-yard receivers this year with those
Damn, you
two
think
guys.
T. Higgins is gonna have a good year?
I think T.
That
Higgins.
makes me so
I
happy.
think T. Higgins
Yeah,
is going
I
to
think so
rival
too.
Chase, to be honest.
That makes me extremely
That may be a bold
happy.
take, but I think that he's going to be in a low-end wide receiver 1 category, to be honest.
I'll say this. You're going to want
Thank
to
you.
stack your
Thanks,
fantasy lineups with Bengals.
I love you.
You're going to want to stack your lineups.
I love you too. Yeah, no, they're.
You did perk up big time. Listen, I mean, I like T. Higgins a lot this year.
Yeah.
I think he's built like Julio Jones.
Yeah, he is.
But at this point, they won 10 games last year, and this team improved substantially at their biggest weakness by far, which is offensive line. So the one thing I think this line is telling me that people worry about the Super Bowl appearance hangover, because the loser of the Super Bowl does not tend to do well the year after.
Would you worry
That's
about
what
Zach
it says
Taylor?
to me. Huh?
Would you worry about Zach Taylor?
No.
No.
Okay.
Because I'm just wondering, because that's a low ass number.
I'll
dude.
say this.
The Vikings are 8.5.
They're going to now transition a little bit. They were a run-first team last year, and they're going to throw the football a little bit more this year.
That's exactly why I said I think he can produce 2 1,200-yard receivers.
So, you're going to want them in fantasy. I think it's
the
pretty.
overs. I got the overs. I think the Super Bowl hangover thing is super overrated. I've seen Tom Brady lose the Super Bowl to the Eagles.
This isn't Tom Brady,
It doesn't matter.
and I love Joe
It
Burrow.
doesn't matter. But Tom Brady is a part of a team. This whole team should have a hangover then, right?
I was just telling you that this is Vegas here.
But Burrow,
9.5 is interesting.
Burrow has that it factor. He's got that
Does.
leadership that people rally around. They love his confidence. They like his swag. He's a leader. I think this team is primed for another big-time playoff appearance and possible run. And I love them at the overs. 9.5 to me is kind of disrespectful, to be honest. I mean, they upgraded their offensive line. That was their biggest weakness. They got loaded talent on offense. They got a great running back in Joe Mixon. I mean, what am I missing here with this 9.5? I just don't understand here. I mean, look, you want to talk about their defense? Okay, cool. But they can go toe-to-toe with anybody offensively, and I like where they're heading. I'm going over 9.5 wins, and I'm not even second-guessing.
And they showed that they can improve defensively. They need to be more consistent. They played good defense towards the end of the year, and in the playoffs, we need to see it again. Now, that said, I'm going to remind everybody how unlikely it was what they did. Like, yeah, I know they made the Super Bowl. They were literally underdogs in 15 of the 17 games they played last year.
Hungry dogs run faster.
Like, I'm just saying, you know, it was a really good story last year. But this year, they did improve. Have to give them that. Second half schedule, though, is very daunting. They got the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Bills, the Ravens in their 4 of their last 6 games, guys. That is daunting. But I think they look like, to me, like the early season schedule, Steelers, Cowboys, Jets, Dolphins, they're going to start strong. They're going to start strong. They're going to be a team where, like, the front end record's going to be really good, and it'll make up for any back end mistakes. So 10 wins is, like, easy for me.
You mean to tell me a team that lost their best wide receiver and 3 starting offensive linemen has a higher win total than a team that just lost in the Super Bowl and improved their offensive line?
Just because of schedule strength.
And I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, you're talking Cowboys.
I am.
I thought you were talking Packers, but either way.
Well, the Packers is even crazier because it's 11.
Cowboys.
It's also predicated on...
I mean,
I can't stand
Forget
it.
about the Packers.
Yeah, 10.5 for the Cowboys
at 10.5 is what, and then to put the Bengals at 9.5 is fucking
nuts.
That's
a joke. That's an absolute joke, and I agree with you there.
What am I missing? What am I missing there?
Totally agree with that.
And
that
Dak
don't make
not better
any
than Joe
sense.
Burrow.
Hey, yo.
No, he's not.
Vegas is about to run pockets this year. That's right.
They are, because something's in the
going
fucking
on,
water.
bro.
Something is wrong, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
And Joe Burrow was the most accurate QB in the league last year with a horrible offensive line.
Is that real? Is that true?
Yes. Number
Wow.
1. And guess who's number 2 on that list? Your favorite player who we're talking about tomorrow. Even with the bad second half season.
Kyler Murray?
Number 2. Just saying. I've been holding that in the clip.
Oh, my God.
I can break that down further tomorrow. Okay?
You're going to have
Joe
to.
Burrow's a stud.
Don't amount to nothing.
But they do have the highest jump in schedule difficulty. That is to be noted. All right?
They got the guy that could do it, though.
Yeah. Fantasy, though, I think... I'm going to tell you what I think. I buy all the skill players. Absolutely. And I love Joe Burrow, but I think he's going a couple rounds too high. I think that I'd be more comfortable with Joe Burrow if he wasn't going. I think he's going 5th round. And I just don't like taking quarterbacks high.
Do you know who I
what
think?
this tells me?
Do you know who I think could lose work this year?
Who?
Joe Mixon. Because I think they're going to convert to now that you have the offensive line, you're going to give Joe Burrow time to dissect the defense and throw bombs.
Ready for this? Dip in volume, but an upgrade in efficiency from Joe Mixon.
I could see that, yeah.
Because they ran the football a lot last year. They were a run-first football team. Joe Burrow really ascended in the playoffs. They were a run-first football team, though, last year. So Joe Mixon, though,
I'm sorry, where's Burrow going? 5th round?
Burrow's going 81st off the board. Actually, I might have been wrong. I've seen him go a little bit higher, though.
Can you tell me a couple of names that are ahead of him, please?
Actually, at this point, if it's Brady, Rodgers, Prescott, Burrow in that order, and I like Burrow more than at least 2 of them.
Only Brady, I would say.
Only Brady, I would say. Yeah.
I agree with you guys. That's what's confusing to me. So,
yeah. So actually, I guess this might be. I saw something about this. It might be in a different site. ESPN, though, Joe Burrow's going as the 10th QB, and I think that's actually a value right there.
let me ask you guys a
We're
question.
using ESPN, though. We got to go by that.
No, I'm with you. But what does that tell you about the overall consensus in people participating in fantasy football with Joe Burrow? Do they not believe in his passing ability? Because with wide receivers like that, I just don't understand it.
Honestly, I'm a bit surprised by that.
It's absolutely lethal to have Dak Prescott ahead of Joe Burrow when Dak Prescott just lost Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
And his offensive line. How is he drafted ahead of Joe Burrow? Do people really not believe in the overall ability throwing wise.
I mean, not for nothing, but even if it's ability for ability, Joe Burrow's got Dak Prescott by a fucking landslide.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't
and
it doesn't make sense.
So here, actually,
that's the thing. What's going on?
ESPN, he looks like a buy actually at that value.
Sure.
I've seen other sites though where he's going higher, like 5, 6 off the board, and that depends. But we're going by ESPN. That's our league. That's where we're at. Okay, he's a buy there. Joe Mixon, he's going as the 8th running back off the board, pick 13. Sounds about fair. But I still, I see DeAndre Swift going after him. I see Aaron Jones. I see Javonte Williams. I think at that value.
DeAndre Swift after
DeAndre Swift's
Joe
going
Mixon?
4 picks later, and I like Swift better.
So do I.
So, maybe it's a reach, but it sounds appropriate. Like, 2nd round, Joe Mixon. I still feel comfortable. And then the receiver, it's pretty obvious we'd buy him. But I will say this. T. Higgins is going as the 11th off the board. I don't like him there. But I like the player, obviously, a lot.
I think that's high.
He's going to be a top 20 receiver. I could say that comfortably, but not 11.
I would bet that he's in the 10. I think that he could push into that 10 to 15 range.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for him this year. I like him a lot.
If there's a team where they could have 2 top...
Hit my jack, guys.
I'll hit your jack as soon as we get out of here.
If there's a team where they could have 2 top 15 receivers, it's this one. So I'm cool with that. I could say that. But I'd rather have Michael Pittman. Like, for example, he's going a pick later. I'd rather Michael Pittman based on volume.
Oh, yes.
T. Higgins.
Yeah, Matt Ryan just breeds fucking. He's going to have 300 targets this year.
Yeah. All right. So there you go with the Bengals. Baltimore Ravens seems to be the only challenger for the division, and we'll talk about the division winner in a sec. Baltimore Ravens, 9.5 wins as well. Okay, 8-9 record last year. Lamar Jackson is still unsigned. That's interesting. Keep an eye on that. Has not received an extension. All right. What are we thinking about the Ravens? Do you want their strength of schedule?
Nah.
I guess I should tell the audience. The Ravens have the 11th easiest schedule. Surprising.
I will say over, and I'll say around 10 or 11. I don't think it's going to be that much crazier. If Lamar's healthy for the whole year, he alone wins you 3 or 4 games. I'm just not big on the Ravens, man. Like J.K. Dobbins, like they were showing today, he's limping. Rashad Bateman.
That's awful, by the way.
Rashad Bateman, I like, but I think he's more likely to be high-end middies than he is to be like low-end superstar.
You did say likely.
I think he's more likely to be high-end mid than he is to be a low-end star.
I think he can be a number 1. By route success metrics, he was one of the best receivers in the league.
It's somewhat dank.
Yeah. You might find an occasional seed in his bag.
They could have done. Wow. But they could have done Lamar a favor and added another guy, though. I'll say that. Like I do like Rashad Bateman a lot. I think he can be potentially number 1.
They get back Peters and what's the other dude's name? The other corner.
Peters and Marlon Humphrey.
They're a top 4 or 5 duo in the AFC for cornerbacks.
I'll just make this easy, okay? 8 wins, and they probably had the worst injury luck in the NFL last year.
Correct.
They had an outstanding offseason again. This is an easy over for me. Easy.
I'm just the wide receiver shit scares me, bro. Like, you're going into a season with Rashad Bateman and Devin Duvernay.
Not worried. You got Bateman and Mark Andrews in a run-first offense. Now, I will say this, though. The running back room is falling apart already to the point where they had to sign Kenyon Drake today. I don't like that. And I said, I've been saying this. They're rushing J.K. Dobbins back. They're rushing him. Gus Edwards is hurt. He's out for 4 weeks.
I didn't even know that. He got hurt already? Gus Edwards got hurt again?
He was on the PUP list, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I did know that. I do know that. Yes, I'm sorry.
But you're rolling in with Mike Davis and Kenyon Drake because right now, you might have just ruined J.K. Dobbins. That is a concern. I'll give you that. But still, they won 8 games last year despite all of this. And they're loaded. Like, this team was absolutely loaded. Last year, they were loaded. They had a hell of a draft this year.
But they did lose Hollywood Brown.
Which does matter.
I don't think
because he had a big year last year.
He had a very good year.
It does matter. It does matter. But Bateman also wasn't available for half the year.
Correct.
And they like him a lot. They liked him more.
I think
and I like him a lot too.
It's just
I think he could be a number 1, but I want to see him stay healthy too.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think he's somebody that can go up and get it, or do you think he's somebody that needs to be thrown open?
I think he's going to separate. That's the difference.
He doesn't need to be thrown open.
No.
Okay.
He's a route winner.
That means
route runner.
You know what I'm asking. You know why I'm asking that, right? Because you got to have some questions about Lamar.
Different style. I mean, Marquise Brown's a clear burner, but different style. This guy's a separator. He actually kind of reminds me of Keenan Allen light.
Do you think
that's what he reminds me?
Do you think Hollywood's better than Bateman, or do you think Bateman's better than Hollywood?
This year, I think.
Oh no, I'm just saying like talent for talent.
Talent-wise, it's two different types of players.
Okay.
And I happen to like Hollywood Brown, but I think that Bateman profiles would be better. It's just that you need to actually see it now. Route success metrics, though, he was one of the best receivers in the league when he was on the field. Route success. That's all I'm saying. Take it for what it's worth. He can separate. Now have a roll increase. Okay? I take the over. Theories, you're going to say under. Just say it. Go ahead.
I got the unders.
Called it.
Whoa!
I'm not scared. I'm not
Bold as hell.
I could be bold all I want. I got the unders.
Okay.
I don't believe in their passing attack. I will say this: what really is going good for the Ravens is that Lamar does want a contract, so I feel like he's going to start off hot off the gates. But I mean, I just there's a lot of question marks on this team. Period. You got to be able to run the football. You got to be able to have wide receivers, especially in a division where they're playing against the Bengals. When you play the Bengals, you got to go toe-to-toe with them, okay? You can't just rely on Lamar Jackson's feet, the entire season. Eventually, he's going to get worn out. Eventually, something is going to give. And I just don't see them being able to consistently move the football, drive in and drive out. I have a lot of doubt on this team. The wide receivers are very, very thin. And Lamar Jackson, as a passer, can he elevate his guys around him? Yes, I understand Mark Andrews had a great year, but Mark Andrews is a good tight end. Like, don't get it twisted. He's his body type, his athleticism, he is a good tight end. He is one of the best tight ends in the league. You could argue he's the best. You could argue that.
I think it's
absolutely.
a fair argument.
Yes. So for me,
But when did he get there, though?
Last
Lamar
year.
made him that dude last year.
Facts.
Lamar was advancing as a passer last year before getting hurt. He got hurt while in the pocket throwing a football. That's when he got hurt.
okay.
He was improving. He was coming off a 2 or 3 game stretch where he did not play well. But point being, we weren't saying about Mark Andrews a year ago.
No, that's very true. It's a good point. Look,
They do have a great rapport, but still, someone's got to get him the ball.
Yes. And guess what? I say it all the time. If they double Mark Andrews and they say, okay, your wide receivers, go ahead, beat me. Rashad Bateman, I'm not worried. I don't give a fuck. If I have a number one corner, I'm putting him on Rashad Bateman, and I am betting my life that my number one corner can shut down Rashad Bateman.
But here's the thing, though.
Because he hasn't done anything in the league yet for me to believe that he could beat me.
Here's the thing, though. This was their offense last year. 1 wide receiver and 1 tight end. They were thin last year. Bateman was out most of the year. This was the same unit last year, and it did not stop them last year from being good passing the football.
And they
started the season 5-1.
They went 8-9.
Then they got hurt.
They went 8-9.
Well, when you lose literally 2 star cornerbacks, one who's a top 5, your star left tackle, 2 other pieces on the offensive line, your entire running back room on your first and second in run rate the 2 prior years, and you use your whole running back room, and then your franchise quarterback gets hurt. By the way, the guy, all he does is win, win, win. We talk about that all the time here, right?
Sure, no.
Winning. Jimmy G, winning. Lamar Jackson wins.
Bro,
he's a winner.
It's nothing.
To the point
Lamar.
where, I'm going to say this, because they're not going to have the injury luck they had last year. The Ravens are winning this division. Write it down, Philly Phil.
Don't worry.
Hold on. I'll turn up my own mic.
Supreme
The
Cat.
Ravens are winning this division. And I love both teams in this division, by the way. But the Ravens are going to be the team that wins this division.
Major cat.
They will win the division.
I agree with you, Paul. Major cat.
I love it though. Gotta have both.
No, it's good. Look, it's good to have a different opinion. I respect the opinion. Look, we don't know what the fuck's going to happen in the NFL season.
Get Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, David Ojabo.
Kyle Hamilton looked lost, by the way, in a couple practices that I've seen. And
Marcus Williams.
Well, look.
Kyle Fuller is like their fourth corner.
You're saying they're going to be healthy again, and so far they're down their 2 running backs already. In the
Well,
first game of the season hasn't happened.
It didn't stop them last year with this damaged running back room.
No,
I think you could get by without that with this team. I prefer J.K. Dobbins being healthy, but I'm just saying, like, look, the only way they're going to be able to beat the Bengals is by shutting down the pass game. They have 2 shutdown corners, and they're 4 deep in corners total. They have a pass rush.
Tyler Boyd will fuck their third corner up.
Maybe.
He's a 1,000-yard wide
Kyle
receiver.
Fuller was signed to be their 4th corner. That's insane. This guy was a shutdown corner in Chicago for a number of years.
But
I'm just trying to say, like, they have pieces here to listen. The Bengals are going to score. They're going to score plenty, but you have to limit them. The recipe's there. And which defense do I like better? I like the Ravens' defense better. The Ravens are still going to score points. They won't score like the Bengals, but they'll still score points. Oh, trust me, they'll score. They're going to score. Lamar Jackson's the quarterback. They manufacture points and yards as well as anybody.
I'm not denying
And they've shown it even with limited units like last year. Limited last year. One wide receiver, 1 tight end, a beat-up offensive line, no running backs last year. Did not stop them from going 5-1, 8-3 by December 1st.
Under.
All right. Well, there you have it. So you both have the Bengals winning the division.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
Why not? I don't give a fuck about the Super Bowl hangover, bro. I don't give a shit.
That don't bother me at all.
No,
I like the Ravens as a whole better.
I just think that's a myth. I think that's just
the Ravens' schedule is a little easier.
I get the history behind it, but it's like, come on, bro. It's all circumstantial shit.
I'm supposed to say that shit though, but that's not the reason why. I say the Ravens have an easier schedule, and I like their team as a whole slightly better.
My thing is this:
they're both very good, by the way, and they both could be Super Bowl contenders.
My thing is
that's how good they are.
It is not sustainable for 17 weeks to have mid-wide receivers, hurt running backs, and a running quarterback. It is not sustainable. I am telling you this right now.
But they did it last year.
You heard it here at P&I from fucking Theories. It ain't fucking sustainable. And it happened last year, and they went 8-9.
I know, but their franchise quarterback was missing for a month.
Exactly. And Tyler Huntley stepped in and played like a fucking starter.
But he didn't win games.
But he played like a starter.
He's a good backup, though. I like him.
He actually played really
He
fucking
played really good,
but he didn't win.
That ass.
I know.
And he's still not
That's
Lamar
true.
Jackson.
True.
Lamar Jackson's legit.
He could have won 2 games, but Dickface decided to go for it.
Yeah, they went for
to
it.
win
I
the
mean,
game.
look, they
Dick face or
gambled.
not, Lamar Jackson's
I
leading
actually
in
love
those
John
games.
Harbaugh too, so I shouldn't.
I like
say that.
Harbaugh.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Great head coach.
All right, there's your top 2 in the division. And the last 2, this is how we're going to end the show. The Steelers, 7.5 wins. But wait, they were 9-7-1 last year, by the way. Playoff team. We all know they had a miracle. They got in as a 7th seed.
Yo, Theory said it.
Big Ben.
Steelers are going to the playoffs, guys.
Yeah.
I told you.
You can have that one. That was the biggest stroke of luck I've ever seen.
I don't think
But
it's luck.
they got in.
They got in. The bottom line, they made the playoffs.
They got in. Big Ben's gone, though. Okay. Listen to this. This is a surprise. This is what I was telling you guys before the show. This is the wildest line that I've seen yet. The Cleveland Browns are still at 8.5 wins. 8.5. Deshaun Watson's out for 11 games.
Fucking wild.
And they have a higher win total than the Steelers. Listen,
It's fucking crazy, dude.
I get the Trubisky hate. I would rather have Trubisky than Jacoby Brissett, though. Just saying. I mean, that's all I'm saying. And
Are
listen,
we talking Steelers right now or Browns?
both.
Okay, I got you. All
I
right.
gave you both.
All right.
I had to compare.
Whoa.
Whoa.
7.5 versus 8.5, when really they kind of look the same right now without a quarterback.
I'm just not in on that. I don't understand what's going on with the Browns. I mean, look, let's get something straight. I don't give a fuck if Deshaun Watson, when he comes back week 12, I don't care what anybody says. He's not coming back and lighting the world on fire. We saw that in preseason against vanilla defenses. He's going to be out of the league for damn near 2 years at this point.
Oh, you podding.
You do not come back and just step in and everything is all good. You got to get back in football shape.
It'll be a roller coaster.
Your body has to adjust to getting tackled. You don't think that defensive linemen with moms and fucking girlfriends and daughters aren't going to want to get a piece of him when they hit him? It's just it's wild to me with the Browns. Look, I know they do have pieces there, but
They're loaded. Otherwise,
now
that's why Vegas has them where they have them.
they have them at 8.5.
Loaded roster.
8.5. They have them at, right?
8.5.
So
they won 8 games last year.
So the
playing
Browns are
horrible
one game
football.
worse than the Bengals. Just so I'm hearing this correctly.
that's also the other point I'm trying to make. Is like 8.5.
Something's up.
8.5 is wild.
They
I'm
will not
taking-
have, when Deshaun Watson comes back, they will not have more than 4 wins.
Like with him at quarterback.
When he comes back week 12, their record will probably
It's
be
looking like
4-8.
3-3 to close the season for me.
They'll be 4-8 by the time Deshaun Watson gets back.
Oh, yeah.
This is under for both
Yeah.
teams, Steelers and the
Me too.
Browns. I think the Steelers, their schedule's pretty tough too, by the way.
The Steelers have the 3rd hardest schedule in the
Yeah.
league, while the Browns have the 8th easiest.
The Steelers are bothering me right now, though. Kenny Pickett should be starting. When you're a rookie and you come in there and it's even a question, you go with the fucking rookie. Period.
I'm not mad about the decision for him not to start the season.
I wouldn't rush him.
Because- Yeah,
I don't think he's ready.
He looked excellent.
He did have a good preseason. I hear you, but like you want to see that?
Yeah,
Not as much of a challenge though. He was playing backup reps.
right. And based on where he was drafted at 20th, I believe, to the Steelers.
18.
Horrible.
18 was it?
I think so.
No, I think it was 20th.
20?
But
I thought it
I
was-
would hate it even at 18 or 20. I hated that pick.
Look,
Hated it.
you're not invested in him as a starter off the rip at the 18th pick. Because if he was starter ready or pro ready at that moment, he would have been a top 10 pick
Yeah.
for a lot of thirsty teams looking for a quarterback.
And at this
That's-
very moment, I think
Seattle?
Malik
That's a
Willis.
great area for
Malik
Seattle?
Willis went 2
You don't think
rounds
Seattle
later.
will want him if he was pro ready.
The only reason I'm saying no is because the Niners traded up to get Trey Lance when he clearly wasn't ready. So
Yeah,
I don't
I mean,
think I don't
But
buy
here's the
too
thing.
much into that.
But here's the thing with the Niners. They had the roster to make that trade already in place. They didn't get rid of anything on the roster. The roster was still intact. They still had a Super Bowl winning roster.
They gave up a lot of capital though.
Sure. But they were able to afford it because they had the roster in place. So what they did was they knew, okay, down the line, we have to upgrade a quarterback. We're able to make that transition based on our roster currently constructed. They didn't go on a rebuild. That's why they did it. And I understood why they did it. I get it. Look, I get it. But again, for me, the Browns, I can't even believe this is even a discussion. 8.5.
crazy.
They're not even going to sniff the 8.5. I'm gotten under, and to me, it's not even a question. I get it, but it makes me worry, bro, because Vegas is ready to run your fucking pockets. 8.5 don't make sense. How are they one game behind the Ravens and the Bengals?
And the same with the Eagles.
We're talking about the Ravens and the Bengals like they are absolute, dynamic teams that could be potential Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're only one win
appearances,
better.
right? But yet they're only one win better than the Browns.
What's the Steelers over now?
And and 2
7.5.
games over the Steelers. I'm confused, man.
So the Steelers with a head
sorry.
coach that has never had a losing season, and with the corpse of Ben Roethlisberger, made the playoffs and won 8 games last year. They're at 7.5. I mean, not for nothing, but how much of a drop off could Mitchell Trubisky be from Ben Roethlisberger last year?
True.
Seriously, Ben Roethlisberger was never a student of the game. He was an improviser that ran around and played backyard football.
He was damn good at it.
He was amazing.
He got better.
He was a slam dunk
as
Hall
he
of
got
Famer,
older.
first
He is.
ballot.
Facts.
I think Ben Roethlisberger, to be honest, is one of the most underrated quarterbacks for our generation. But that's
sure.
a different.
Does the allegations against him from years ago, does that hurt his chances in the Hall of
I don't
Fame?
believe so. But anyway,
Sorry, I'm going off schedule here, but I'm
it's like, yo, I mean, how it can't be that bad from Ben Roethlisberger to Mitchell Trubisky, and Mitchell Trubisky has legs.
But here's the other thing.
True,
The rest of the league
but-
got better.
Yeah.
And the Steelers' offensive line
And the AFC
is
tough.
still a fucking train wreck, and it's malpractice what they're doing there.
Yo,
It's malpractice. Do I
I
use that word
think so.
often here? What they did with their offensive line the last 2 years is malpractice from generally one of the best front offices in the entire league. Malpractice.
They can pick wide
Horrible.
receivers like nobody
Write
I've
that
ever
down.
seen in my
I
fucking
know.
life. From
George
Martavius
Pickens.
Bryant to just these dudes that
George
they find.
Pickens.
George
Stud.
Pickens, the
Antonio
fucking stud.
Antonio Brown, I'm sorry. It's just Plaxico Burress. The list goes on and on. It's crazy. Like George
So-
Pickens is that dude.
Antoine
We're
Randall.
gonna go.
Oh, hold on. I
Go
just
ahead.
one
Go
last
ahead. You're good.
When you have an offense like Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Chase Claypool, and Pat Freiermuth, bro, you're thinking like big time. If this team is a quarterback away from really, really making some fucking noise, dog,
Should
They need an offensive line. though.
I'm not.
Shoulda got Jimmy
shitting
G.
you,
But
This
bro.
is why I said Marcus Mariota can play under this type of pressure because he can get up and move. If you're not going to address offensive line, you should have gone there. I would have liked that better, personally. And I know Mitchell Trubisky can move too, but Marcus Mariota's had some good years in this league.
If Mariota was on the Steelers, are you taking the over 7.5?
Maybe. Maybe
can't.
I say 8 wins, but I'm not. I don't like this team at all. And it's simply
I love the
because
weapons, though.
I love it. Their
They're
skill
amazing.
talent is
It's
phenomenal.
crazy, yeah.
But their offensive line is probably the worst in the league. Still.
Yeah, they some dog.
Did they miss the memo? I have a Steelers fan in one of my leagues, and he's just beside himself.
Mitchell can move.
He hated the Kenny Pickett move.
Mitchell can move.
Sure.
I'm telling you, put fucking Kenny Pickett in there.
Mitchell
He played
can
great.
move.
Listen, if
Great.
Kenny Pickett goes in there right now, they'll ruin him. They'll ruin him.
I agree.
They'll ruin him. This offensive line is that bad. I cannot believe it.
It didn't
This is the
ruin Burrow.
Steelers.
Burrow thrived
6
under it.
rings.
Burrow thrived under it, bro.
Burrow's offensive line was better than the Steelers. And that's like by a lot. And that's saying something.
That's really hard. Yeah, that's kind of hard to tell because
No.
the man got sacked like 12 times in a playoff game. That's really hard. That's
I'm using my eyes, brother.
Cuz
I know.
that's fucking crazy, bro.
I'm using my
Like,
eyes.
that's abuse.
For me to say that,
Straight
that
up.
just goes to
That's
show you.
abuse, bro.
They could be the worst by like a landslide. Anyway, so we all three of us have them under.
Under.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Slam dunk under.
Fantasy wise, and this is it.
Value
This is how we're
everywhere.
wrapping it up. All right.
Value everywhere, fantasy wise. Not
Fantasy,
even a question for me.
exactly. So we're avoiding the quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Fair to say.
Yeah, yeah.
But everywhere else, let's start with this. Najee Harris,
Love him.
volume.
Heat.
Okay. Deontay Johnson,
Love him.
love him. PPR,
He's fucking
PPR
amazing,
stud.
bro.
Not
Slept
worried about a
on.
drop off.
Yo, timeout. Pals and I got lunch at Pancheros today. We were looking at Deontay Johnson's
Fantastic
fantasy fucking
lunch.
stats. Cuz, I'm telling you right now, Deontay
PPR.
Johnson is fucking slept on, bro.
Deontay Johnson may be the most slept on wide receiver in the league.
He
Now,
he
now,
caught
I don't-
on.
I
He
don't
caught
think
on,
it's
baby. Talk
Well, he's
that
on your
shit.
team now.
No, now listen.
Oh,
But
King.
they'll generate targets for him.
Bro, I went to 2021 and looked at his games. And it's legitimately 14, 16, 17, 14, 20, 14, 10, 14, 14, 18,
20.
18, 20, 23, 24. You don't understand that because it's Deontay Johnson. So, I mean, and then top 10 wide receiver over here, it's actually comical. How much he
But this-
produces and how much he
But
doesn't
this
get
is
caught.
why, like, you know,
Consistency,
fantasy
bro.
wise,
Always consistent.
I think
Yep. I'm very consistent.
he's getting drafted lower this year when in reality they're going to give him the same targets, if not
Absolutely.
more, because
Yes.
they're going to be losing in games. They're going to have to throw the football. He's going to have his targets. PPR, stud. George Pickens, love him. Late round, flyer.
heat.
Real love him.
Yeah, he's
talented. I wanted the Chiefs to draft him. I was sold that the Chiefs were drafting this guy. And they didn't. The Steelers nailed that. That was a
They
great pick.
always get wide receivers.
George Pickens can play football.
He can.
Okay.
He's a bully.
Chase Claypool, bye-bye.
Did you see him
fade?
kick? Did you see him kick
Yeah,
that?
I'm with you too. on
Physical
Claypool.
talent,
Great.
fade.
I think Chase Claypool is a fucking cornball.
He is a cornball too. Fade.
Oh,
He's having fun.
Forget it.
Nah, he's soft.
Fade.
He's like Robbie Anderson soft, and that's fucking soft.
Oh, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, Robbie some dog shit.
I'm not going to say that either.
Robbie dog shit Anderson in all caps.
I'm not saying that.
That's
Sorry.
fine. I know he went
Don't
to
agree.
Temple, but it's okay. He's dog shit.
Don't agree.
Dog shit.
I love
Three-
Pat Fryermuth though.
Robbie's my dude, man.
I think
Don't agree.
Fryermuth is great value of where
Oh,
he's being drafted.
yes.
I actually think he's one of the sleeper tight ends in this year's fantasy class.
Totally agree. I think he's probably going to be in my top 10. I said I think because
Fine.
I'll confirm that later.
He's great.
He's going as a 10th tight end off the board.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was a stud last year. And he gets in the end zone.
Yeah, and if Kenny Pickett does if he does start, young quarterbacks love their tight ends.
Mitchell Trubisky also threw touchdowns to tight ends.
Yes.
Touchdowns to tight ends.
Who was their tight
Okay?
for the Bears?
What's up? What's happening here? Well,
Oh, I missed. Philly Phil was getting my attention.
Hey, Philly Phil, turn my mic up.
It was his arch, obviously.
Whoa, hey, fan.
Oh, all right, Steelers. There you go. There you have it. Buy in fantasy, except at quarterback. Browns, Nick Chubb. I mean, let me just do the talking. Well, my boy over here drafted him in auction. I'm not gonna talk about his trade. You guys can do that if you want, but listen, this
It's up to
guy
him.
is
I'll talk about it.
consistently
I don't care.
fucking slept on in fantasy, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Literally, listen to me. There's this man named Jonathan Taylor. if he did not come along last year, I could have made an argument to you that Nick Chubb was the best running back in the NFL. I know we're talking fantasy here. I think he's going to be used more this year. And Jacoby Brissett loves dumping the football off. And Kareem Hunt could still be traded. There's a really good chance that Kareem Hunt gets traded. Just saying. Either way, Nick Chubb is going as the 15th running back off the board. That's malpractice.
I got
He's a
him in the
lock for
second
top
round.
10.
I
I
don't
promise you. I cannot believe it. This guy, besides Jonathan Taylor, I think he's literally that good at running back. I will say he's the second best running back in the NFL right now. Fantasy-wise, I lock him in the top 10 every year. I cannot understand it. I can't understand it.
Yeah, I do think he's heavily underrated.
And he's going to be relied upon more this year.
Yeah.
Don't understand.
I'm laughing right now because Pauls and I, we work close together. We go to Pancheros often. And before the draft, I looked at him. I said, bro, what is up with Nick Chubb? Am I missing something? Why is he going like 16th overall running back? Like, what am I missing? The man had 1,200 yards last year.
Oh.
He's a fucking stud. What
Gets
is
in
going
the end
on?
zone.
Where is the disconnect between people that love Chubb and people that aren't high on Chubb? Like, there's a big disconnect there.
Kareem Hunt. Listen, I know he's good.
Hold on. Like, the Mikey P's of the world loves Nick Chubb, thinks he's one of the best running
NFL
backs
circle.
in the game. Period. End of story. But
That's
then
me.
you got a lot of the people, especially ESPN rankings, ranking him 16th. There's a big disconnect here, man. And I'm trying to figure out why, and I haven't been able to come to a conclusion.
I think it's because their offense is going to be abysmal.
So you're saying if Deshaun Watson was on the Browns for the whole season, you think Nick Chubb is going to be higher in that rankings?
Absolutely.
I agree with you, but how
by perception,
high? What is
yeah.
the ceiling there if Deshaun Watson is there? I'm just saying because I felt like Nick Chubb was slept on all along, even with the addition of Deshaun Watson.
The problem with Nick Chubb is
I really believe that.
He averages under 2 targets per game.
Okay.
He had 18 targets.
But there's some
Fair.
games where he'll pop off and have like 5 catches. Just saying.
Well, that's a problem if he only has 18 targets for the year and one of them he had 5.
Listen, they don't use him enough in like, listen.
'Cause there's no need when you have Kareem Hunt.
2019, he had 49 targets. They needed to get back to that range.
Pauls is right. Last
3
year,
straight Pro Bowls, though. And last year, almost 1,300 yards in 14 games. The year before that, almost 1,100 yards with 12 TDs in 12 games.
I love him.
What
but
else needs to be said about this guy? I don't understand it. 5.5 yards per carry. I don't understand it. And by the way, I know we were just talking about the offense as a whole. Nick Chubb put up these numbers last year with Baker Mayfield being a bottom 5 quarterback in the league last year. And I like Baker, and I think he's way better than Jacoby Brissett. But Baker Mayfield was a bottom 5 quarterback last year, and that did not stop Nick Chubb one bit. So I'm just saying, Jacoby Brissett can play like that, play at that level that Baker did last year,
bottom 5.
and Nick Chubb's still going to put up these numbers. And I think he's going to play more games this year, too.
He played how many last year? 14?
14.
I think Nick Chubb is an absolute steal this year.
Unbelievable. I still can't get over it.
Value-wise,
That's my
right?
guy.
Like value-wise, especially like late, like if you can get Nick Chubb at 3rd round, bro. Like to me, that's a slam dunk. You
doesn't
got
make any sense.
RB2 who can get 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. Yeah, I get the targets. I get it. It depends on what format you're playing. If you're playing PPR and you want to fade Chubb, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. And I'm not going to sit here and cry. But Nick Chubb produces. If you give me a guy that gets 1,300 rushing yards, that is so fucking rare in the league. It's insane, dude.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth.
He was second last year in total rushing yards. That is fucking slept on, man.
Listen,
and I understand Derrick Henry got hurt, and he would have been the consensus probably second or possibly number. Derrick Henry was leading the league in fucking rushing at one point for weeks ahead.
Thank you. This is where I'm going. Go ahead.
So
finish what you're
look,
saying.
a top 2 guy that can produce like that. To me, he should be a top 10 slam dunk. The fact that he's going for 16th, I just can't buy that. I don't even know what the fuck is going on,
So,
to be honest with you.
ready for this?
You got guys
The
like
same
Mixon
reason.
going.
Listen,
I'm upset at you, man.
PPR drafters.
I am, bro.
PPR drafters are taking Derrick Henry as a top 5-6 pick.
How to do it.
Derrick Henry's being taken as a top 5-6 pick.
Yeah.
And this guy caught 19 passes in his last fully healthy season.
But last year he was on pace to have his most targets, receptions, and receiving yards.
It might have wound up being 30-something, 36 catches. Point being, though, you're not drafting either of these guys because of their pass catching ability. You're drafting them because of bankable volume as a rusher and bankable production.
The rare workhorse.
And no one's not drafting Derrick Henry in the first round. If I'm in the late first round section of my draft, 10-team league, I'm even thinking about it there. But 12-team league, I'm absolutely considering Nick Chubb in the first round.
Bro, I told you I got
First round.
I got Chubb
at the end.
in the, I think in the second or the third.
If Nick Chubb played more than 14 games last year, my prediction of him being a top 5 back last year would have came true.
What do you mean second and the third? You were in a snake draft?
Yeah.
And also, he got vultured quite a bit at the goal line. There were some drives where literally he took him all the way down the field and got vultured.
I got him in the third round.
I think he'll have better touchdown luck.
Third round.
And he still had 9 touchdowns last year.
How do you not take him in the third round?
You have to.
Give me that
Third
all day
round,
long.
I'm considering him at the end of the first. I'm not an idiot.
You see what I mean? But you see what I mean? There's a disconnect.
There's a disconnect.
I'm not an idiot. Trust me.
There's a guy that's willing to take him at the bottom end of the first round, and we're getting him at third round. Where is the disconnect?
I called him after it, and I'm like, bro, your boy I just grabbed in the third round.
Is it Kareem Hunt? Is the presence of Kareem Hunt the reason why people are kind of like scared of him?
Maybe.
Or is it the Browns' overall situation?
I think it's the Browns' situation.
Good,
But
you know what?
I am with you.
This is going to happen with him. This is going to happen with Javonte Williams, and I'm going to be laughing to the bank. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Chubb or Kamara? I am going Kamara, and I'm not thinking about it.
In PPR, I'm going Kamara,
Yes.
but still wouldn't be surprised. And again, for the value, I like Chubb there because I'm going to get him in the third round for the value.
No doubt.
But Kamara's going to finish higher. All right, last but not least, Amari Cooper and David Njoku. I'm probably going to fade Cooper, but I wouldn't mind him being a bench guy on my team. And Njoku's going so late that I feel like, he
has value.
When he was used, I think it was 80% the preseason.
This is my last year,
routes
though.
run.
This is my last year
He finished
talking
as like a
about
9th tight end.
This is my last year talking about him, though, unless he pops off. Because I feel like every year it's, oh my God, Njoku. Oh my God, Njoku. Oh my God, Njoku.
And they paid him this year.
It's time to put up or shut up, bro. I don't want to hear about it no more. You have to produce.
At that level, I don't mind throwing a dart.
Bro.
He's going as almost the 20th tight end off
up.
the board. I don't mind throwing a dart.
I've been fucking cooped up.
Just because tight end's weak as shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Where's he placed at? 20th?
He's like the 20th tight end off.
Yeah, I'm fading. I'm a fader.
17th. There you go. 17th tight end off the board. Throw a dart maybe, but he's not going to start. Throw a late round flyer maybe.
I mean, I guess if you need it for the
they'll use him this year.
A flyer spot if your tight end is out for a bye week or something, maybe. I mean, it would be situational based if Deshaun Watson's back and Njoku's out there and your tight end is on a bye. Like maybe I would consider it.
He could be a stud tight end when Deshaun Watson's back too.
And I mean, who knows? I mean,
6 games.
Maybe Jacoby Brissett utilizes his tight ends more this year. I mean, who knows? I mean, look, there's a lot to be discovered there in terms of the Browns' overall offense and the production. But I just don't love Njoku's ceiling.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to say this too. David Bell, the rookie, he's going to play a lot, and he could be like a final pick of the draft kind of guy. They like him, apparently. Just saying. All right, everybody. That went way longer than we wanted it to.
We fucking pod.
But look at the coverage. We just gave you 8 teams tonight.
I don't give a fuck.
2 divisions, 8 teams worth in one fucking night. That's like 2-3 podcasts right there. But that's what we do for you here at P&I. We're giving you the entire football preview to get you prepared for the NFL regular season with betting and fantasy football. All right. So that was episode 102 of P&I, powered by Playmaker. And it was brought to you by Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, we were live at the Props Network at propshq.com. Be sure to go over there and subscribe to keep up with the rest of our football coverage the entire season. Next episode is tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing AFC West and NFC West. Oh my God, it's going to be wild. I just know.
Fireworks.
Okay? Right after this, we're recording for you top 10 PPR running backs and tight ends. That'll be out there either tomorrow or Friday. And then we have merchandise available. Fantastic fabric, courtesy of IPP Pressworks, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. black and gray tanks, short and long sleeve hoodies. Short and long sleeve tees, hoodies, mugs, and yes, we are working on hats. I already said that earlier in the episode. Okay, I think that we're good. Otherwise,
Take them away, Theories.
go ahead, Theories. Thank you, everybody, as usual.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We're also available on propshq.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher,
And all that other shit.
Also, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to follow us on all of our socials, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And we will see you guys tomorrow night at P&I, baby.